the kind of G the little homies wanna be like on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street.
La 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 lava, chicken. Steve's lava chicken, yeah, tasty as hell. Ooh, mama, see now you're ringing the bell. Crispy and juicy, now you're having a snack. Ooh, super spicy, yeah. It's a lava attack.
Come.
How do you like unstarting stream soon? Like, can I like go back a page? Is there like a pre-stream starting screen that I can just go to? Like, how do I go backwards from here? Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the vtuber review. Yes, we started an hour earlier. I hope you noticed that in the schedule. What's up, everybody? How are you? Good morning. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are doing well. I don't want to look at the fucking photograph. I don't want to look at a graph. I don't want to look at a photograph. I don't want to look at your mom. I don't want to look at your dad. I don't want to look at a photograph of you as a kid. I don't want to look at any photographs ever. It's time to wake up. Wake the fuck up, chat. Wakey. I'm awake. Okay, guys, I'm awake. Yeah, you know, I'm glad Walk said that. Walk, will you remind me in a few minutes? I want to dress up. But I want to say hi to everybody soon. What's up, everybody? How are you? What's up, Ellie's feet? Why the fuck are you here? What's up, cutie? What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy Subathon Day 396. We're so close, guys. We're so close. Unfortunately, guys, I got some bad news. I don't know how to share this with all of you today, but unfortunately, guys, really bad news. The subathon is going to be over before we make it to day 400. I know, guys. I know it's so sad, but I'm going to burn the timer out before then. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It just be what it be, guys. I don't make the rules, you know, so. All right, guys, let's see. So we got today, 96. We got tomorrow, which is 97. We got the day after that with 98. And then we get Monday. So, guys, yeah, looking all the hours I'm going to be streaming. That's it, guys. GG's. Thanks for coming, though. I appreciate all of you for, you know, supporting the subathon, for being here. You're truly all incredible. But, guys, yeah, you know, it's going to be over before we hit day 400. So, thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate all your support, but, you know, we faltered at the finish line. But that's fine.
Oh, wait,
you know, no big deal.
Let me laugh even harder.
Shut the fuck up, dude. And I will cover a whole Sabaton album. I mean, whoa. Well, you're promising shit I never said. Excuse you. Yeah, excuse you. I never promised that. I just want to make that clear. I never promised that. That's coming. Wait, how about you do that instead, dude? Yeah, why am I doing that? Why don't you do that instead? I think that's a little bit more fair, don't you think, chat? Why do I have to talk about Sabaton? Big Lord, thank you so much for 27 months. you get this random cheering crowd.
US, buying one of everything from Arby's.
I do. It's on my calendar. Don't worry. It's already on there. Okay, it's on my calendar, chat. I already scheduled it. Don't you remember? God help me though when I have to do that. Mods and they spread misinformation. That's all they do. So we should have some goals to remind you. Okay, you know, Chris, the next sub goal is a bikini outfit. So what do you mean, dude? What do you mean you're gonna remind me? Look. All right, let's count it out, chat. Here we go. Today we're gonna have at least 3 hours of streaming, right? Okay, that's 17 and a half hours. Then tomorrow, I'm gonna be starting early so we can do ratings for the art contest. That's why we had an art contest. Some people are gonna win some monies. So we're gonna look at that. So I mean, that's gonna be like at least 4 hours, right? So that's 13 hours. News on Sunday, you know, it's like another 3 hours. So we're looking at 10 hours left. You know, about 9 or 10 hours, right? And the Monday is the extremely long stream. I'm starting at 9. I'm not gonna get done till like, really late. So that's it, guys. Yeah, GG's. Summerthon's over on Monday. And even if somehow the Summerthon isn't over Monday, let's see, that would be day, what's the day, 96? So then 97 on Saturday, 98 on Sunday, 99 on Monday. Day 400 would be Tuesday. We decided to finish that day. I'm going to be streaming all day that day. So yeah, it's all over. GG's, guys. Yeah, Tuesday it'll be over. Yeah, we're going to finish Tuesday as well. So, yeah, GG's. Thanks for playing, though, chat. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll give you a Skelly as, consolation prize, right? Dude, I mean, actually, let me share with you my schedule. On Sucker-Free Sunday. Sucker-Free Sunday. Nah, dude, everybody's a sucker. What are you talking about? Yeah, here's my schedule for next week, chat. Here you go. We're going to be doing double memes on Monday, right? Double memes, chat, with Vampy. So excited. Stop it, you. Stop it. Stop that right now. Thank you so much for the tune, dude. Double memes to Vampy. Halo with Tuppy. It's over, chat. It's over. Wrap it up, baby. Wrap it up. Thank you, Sue, for the 2 gifted subbies. You get Dancing Skilly. How are you guys, though? What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning. Holy shit, I know we started with Slipknot. He's like, I push my fingers into my eyes. Yeah, I might want to do that with the shit that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about Tectone. We're going to be talking about some craziness that the streamer abusing animals live on her stream, getting banned for it. We're also going to be talking about, of course, stuff going on with Markplier. All kinds of craziness. Holy bald. Don't pet my bald head. I look like Dobby. I do look like Dobby. Fuck. Please, somebody give me a sock so I can put it on my head and cover my baldness. Oh my god. Now we must polish the bald head. Oh my, no, don't polish my head. God damn it, why do I look this way? Look at that weird ass smile. Oh my god. Hassan was banned again, but he'll probably be unbanned shortly. We'll see, Daniel, but yeah, he did get banned. We'll cover that as well. I haven't seen Iron Lung. I haven't even heard anything, but I really, really want to see it. I really, really, really want to know more about it, Chris. So I'm going to go try to see it soon, but I saw it was having some great success. So yeah, we'll go check that out as well. We have so much stuff to talk about today, chat. I mean, like, the past 2 weeks have been pretty heavy, right? I know we covered Tectone. Last time we also talked about Tectone on Sunday, right? We also talked about last week the Marvel Rivals situation. Well, there is a little bit more to talk about with that. Just a little bit more to add on. Not much, but a little bit of fallout at the end that I haven't addressed. So we'll take a look at that. And then, of course, also we'll talk about all the other craziness. I have a follow-up on Lakari. I have a follow-up on Dr. Disrespect. Yeah, I can boo this, man. I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, just a lot to discuss. So it feels like things 0.5% more peaceful within band, even if it's for a minute. True. Yes, Dr. Disrespect. We gonna talk about something that happened with him recently. Actually, I ended up being called out for lying for going to an event, which you didn't actually go to. It's really stupid. I'm like, why would you lie about that? But we'll take a look at that. Of course, big news today. We also got to talk about everything going on with Tectone chat, court documents coming out. Legal Mindset covering some stuff, getting called out for his coverage. I gotta say, Chad, I'm kind of disappointed. I did actually go and listen to Legal Mindset's coverage of it on his short facts. So I didn't watch the full thing, and I gotta say, I'm disappointed. It seems very, very heavily skewed, very biased, and so anyway, we're gonna watch it. Yeah, we're gonna watch it. I want to see what you guys think, but at least my initial first off the cuff, I was like, yeah, this is kind of biased, bro. Kind of disappointed about that because I thought he was pretty good at least just giving us the facts, but this time I'm like, yeah, not so much. So yeah, I was very disappointed because normally, again, I go for straight for the facts, and this one was like, it was pretty skewed, at least in my opinion. And you can take a look at it and tell me what you think of it. But I mean, I know at the start he says that he's biased, but I was still hoping he wouldn't be in his coverage, at least the fast facts. And I'm like, this could be presented definitely was meant to skew it in one way, but again, we're gonna look at everything. Remember, guys, this was the initial findings of the court done in the civil case. However, there's probably more to come in the future. So, Fat Man and Toast, thank you so much for the subbies, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, maybe this was just an L and it'll get better, but at least in my thoughts, my first initial look at it, I'm like, yeah, dude, this ain't the best. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, oh well. We'll see. I'll show you guys. You tell me what you think. By the way, I don't mean to be political, but did you hear about a congresswoman? I did not, lazy. Yeah, I heard nothing about that. I don't have that on my news today. I haven't heard shit about that. I mean, if you want to drop it in news, you can, but I'm happy to take a look at it, but it won't be today, so trust me, I got a full show today. Plenty to talk about. I mean, there's also some crazy stuff going on. Like, The Office is in Fortnite. Yeah, The Office with, the show is in Fortnite. That's crazy. Somebody doing a lawsuit against Steam. All kinds of nut stuff. Yeah. By the way, Chad, how did you enjoy yesterday? Did you have a fun time Disney World with me? Did you guys enjoy that? Do you want to go back? Do you want to do it again? Did you guys like it? Let me know. If you made it, of course. Bro, I love The Office. Dude, The Office is base. Dude, I love cringe humor. So that was for me, that was perfect, right? Let's have Mordecai and Rigby. They're both coming to Fortnite as well. Really, really big game came out as well. Absolutely blew it. So you guys saw that with Highguard. Highguard was kind of touted to be the next big thing, and guess what? They fucking blew it. So we'll talk about that as well. I bought the K-pop Demon Hunter girlies, and I still have not played with them at all. So, because you're gonna play together with Ciroc, and then she had to step away, so I haven't been able to do anything. Yo, what's up, Vera? How are you? Oh my god, your partner? Congratulations. Let's go. I don't think I've seen you since you got partners, so congratulations. Let's go. I got more like high fall. Yeah, honestly, what were they guarding? Their losses? I feel like this is what more Jeff's doing. Probably, but. Well, hi, Vera. It's nice to see you. I'm still in a subathon. Day 396. Not much has changed on my end. Just existing right now. Just doing my thing. So, how about you? How are you? Bro, I'm still fucking struggling. Absolutely crazy. Vera is actually one of my model siblings. So, Papa Ness actually made Vera's model as well. Yeah. So, Vera is one of my model siblings. Oh, our Subathon 1,000 coming soon, bro. If we make it to Subathon Day 1,000, I'm graduating. I'm just telling you. That's the new goal, chap. Subathon Day 1,000 and Laura graduates. Holy shit. They're here in chat, cutie. What's up? How's it going, Abyssal? Good to see you. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good one, sweetheart. What you been up to? We're gonna be covering a lot of crazy, heavy news today. So speaking of chat, I wanted to talk to you guys about something very serious here for a moment. So, do you guys remember that I played this PSA for you? If you've ever heard this PSA, type 1 in chat.
Before we dive into today's story, this is a public PSA. Do not harass anyone. Do not be mean. We are here to discuss today's story.
Oh, you got an outfit to be nice. Send it my way if you got a trailer. Yeah, I'd love to see it. You guys have heard this PSA, right? I tell you guys not to harass anybody, not to go after anybody, etc. Right? Chad, I warned you all. I warned you all. Don't do it. I will find out. I will see it. Well, sure enough, chat, somebody decided to do it. Somebody went against my wishes, went against what I told you to, and I found them harassing people when I asked them not to. And yes, they did end up getting banned for it. So I'm telling you, chat, my words are very clear. I will find out. You cannot hide from me or the truth. I see all, or somebody else sees it and sends it to me. Do not fuck around and find out, guys. I'm telling you. I ask you not to do that. If you're going to do that, you can leave my community. I've asked you all a million times. I've been very, very clear about it. And if I see it's you, I will take action, all right? And I'm not messing around with that. I told you all, and I'll tell you again, do not harass anybody on social media. Do not go after anybody, especially if we're talking about them. That is not what I stand for, and that is not what I want anybody here to be doing as well. Yes, just go harass random people on the street and be like the elf sent me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, guys, please. We're here to talk about it here. If you want to discuss in the Discord or something, you know, if it's VTuber news, that's fine. As long as it's not political, but guys, please. I've asked you all a million times. Yeah, I'm not fucking around, okay? I'm not fucking around. Oh yeah, Fat Man, we covered that on Wednesday, actually. Thank you, Janitor. Thank you. Also, hi, welcome in. Yeah, we covered that on Wednesday, actually, and that was yeah, I got some content coming out for that. I think my editor is working on it, so. Yeah, we covered that on Wednesday. That was pretty nuts. Oh, very messed up. Like, again, why would you want to release that information, right? Why would you even want to create that tracker, right? You know, I had this person, actually, funny you mention that, but let me go and pull it up because I found him responding to my coverage of it. And it was pretty fucking moronic. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. It was really, really, like, are you serious? Like, you're joking, right? Like, but let me go find it here really quick because I was just like, there is no way, like, this can't be real, right, chat? Yeah, let me go look here. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. You know what, chat? Do you guys want me to read this to you? Yeah, I'll read to you the response about all of this, by the way. So, yeah, you know, let's go look at it because it's been a long time since I've read this or at least seen something like this, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Okay, so we're talking about the period tracker on Wednesday, right? This user goes on to say, how is it creepy? It's a natural part of women's lives. Yes, but it's creepy because you're interfering and inserting yourself into our private lives. How is it disrespectful? If anything, it's the opposite. People can check when women are most likely to be irritable so they can avoid comments that can be taken the wrong way. Huh? It's basically talking about what some women say online and then doing. Effectively, ooh, maths are creepy. The whole point is, it's not even accurate, dude. Yeah, this is a health-related thing. On top of it, it's not even accurate. Oh, yeah, it's more of a joke than anything. The chances of the dates being right are insanely low. Most of YouTubers share his team my way too often. What he did say, it probably started as a meme. But now it's just, if you actually think about it, like really think about it, yeah, dude, no, it's definitely not. Ovulation always happens with menstruations, even if you're on the pill. Pill prevents the egg from taking hold in the uterus. This isn't necessarily kink related, it's just human biology. I don't know if you can hear me bang my head on the table. Dude, if it was a period tracker, is different than an ovulation tracker, dude. It's clearly kink related. If it's not, the person making it is stupid. Also, if you share something publicly, something private, a random person uses it to math, they don't need your consent. Okay, so here is where I will say, yes, people should not share that information, right? And obviously, they don't need your consent to do it. But ethically, they shouldn't be capturing that information, right? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. You know what I mean? Here's the one that gets me, though, really, really bad. Even assuming it's for a kink, why would it matter? Oh, I'm just capturing information for a kink. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the VTubers themselves in any way any more than what people will do with it. What do you mean? What do you mean? Dude, I don't want people to know that information. And I don't even share that information. And I'm still on a tracker, which means that people can make illogical assumptions. That's a problem. I don't want people doing whatever with their weird kinkiness that I don't want. Trust me, I understand people are gonna be weird, but dude, it doesn't affect the VTubers. How can you say that? I don't want anybody tracking my stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's private health information. How would it increase sexual violence if a person wants to, a VTuber, they won't care about the date? Where this came from, chat? Where this came from was somebody in chat, who, by the way, is a professional that works on sexual assault cases all the time, looked at what was going on and said, this could potentially lead to somebody using that information in a nefarious way, which is where this came from. So it could. I mean, it's a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to, but it's a possibility. If she hates it, she can just ban people that mention it in her chat. This goes back to the sentiment of the world isn't going to censor itself. Just because a few people have gone through traumatic stuff.
Elara. How are you doing today? What did I just walk in on?
Dude, this person made this giant fucking table of this information. I can't just ban everybody because the table with the math should have been created in the first place.
You never know what surprises
oh my
await.
God. Just ban them.
Stay engaged and enjoy the ride.
Just ban them.
Booba.
Dude, you can't ban something that's a place of information that people are pulling from. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Oh, just ban them. Dude, the thing is the resource itself should not have been made in the first place. It's invasive information. And then again, on top of that, most of the information that's on there is an assumption, right? It's dangerous to make assumptions about people's health. And that's what this website does. The law punishes doctors that reveal your health info. Doesn't protect you from yourself. If you share something, the law can't protect you. You're not listening. If I don't share anything and somebody makes an assumption about my health, that's wrong. What do you mean? In my instance, I have never shared any information about my health like that. It made an assumption, and that's really unsettling, right? You lose your right to tell your personal information is used when you post it publicly. I mean, absolutely, right? I agree with that. Again, I will say it is important to look at the ethics of stuff like that, but nonetheless, like, I mean, that is true, right? This site isn't republishing anything. It takes a base post and doing math on top. Tell me that you eat an apple for lunch every 10 days. You ate an apple yesterday. It's not republishing to make a calendar that shows the next day you eat an apple. The site, wait, what? The site isn't republishing anything. I don't understand this point. It's taking information and making an aggregator of it and then making a calculator, right? The site isn't invasive. It takes something to VTuber themselves posted. This information is not private anymore. Me tell everybody about it. You are failing to recognize that it is also making assumptions based on things that don't actually have to do with any real health information. If you look at mine, for instance, it makes an assumption about my period or my ovulation, right? Which isn't even true, number one, because the thing that they pulled it from has nothing for me actually sharing information about my period or ovulation. It's just a joke about what it feels like to go through period cramps. It has nothing to do with me feeling anything at that time, right? Or going through anything at that time. Public information doesn't mean permission, and people don't need permission to do whatever they want with what you say publicly, which is true, right? I mean, again, it's more about, it's versus like permission versus ethics, right? Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. That's the wrong lesson. The lesson is not to post personal details ever. If you do, you'd be prepared to suffer the consequences. I just didn't reply to this. I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've read in a long time. I'm just gonna talk about it on stream. Like, downvote. If anything, they're most likely double down because they know you're affecting you, which is likely their goal. People that care about boundaries to respect them already do so. Those that don't won't change because you tell them to. Well, of course not, but that doesn't mean we can't have a conversation about ethics. Like, I know I'm not going to get the person to probably take down the website, but we can literally discuss it still. Yeah, this is like, this is such a moronic take. They fail to actually acknowledge any of the nuance about just because you can doesn't mean you should. And they also fail to acknowledge the fact that a lot of the information on there is just wrong. Like, on top of that, too, like I've already said, yes, they should not have posted their personal information. I agree with that 100%. That is 100% true. They should not have done that. But that doesn't mean that somebody gathering that information and obviously more than likely using it for nefarious reasons makes it right. Again, I'm going to go back to this. Even assuming it's for a kink, why would it matter? I wish sometimes people could understand what it's like to be objectified, what it's like to have these things happen to you sometimes, right? It's like there's a difference between me like making like a meme or a post where I'm sexualizing and objectifying myself and somebody doing it to me without me doing it myself, right? It's totally different. If I want to post a meme where I have my titties out, that's me because I'm making a meme and I'm having fun. But when you are objectifying me for a kink-related reason, that's completely different, bro. I even assuming it's for a kink, why would it matter? Can we like put this on the refrigerator of the dumbest phrases ever muttered on my YouTube? Like, I mean, look, if you go and look at my YouTube or my Twitter, right? Funny booba meme post, right? It's completely different than you being like, yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna use this for a kink or a goon or whatever, right? Like, that's different, dude. Like, I don't make not safe for work content, you know? It's funny when the person themselves do because they know what they're getting into, yeah. Exactly, so. I don't know, chat. Sometimes I look at these comments, I'm like, do I have to exist on the same plane of existence as this person? I guess so. But I promised you all earlier this year, I was not going to argue with people that it was not worth my time. So, Kat, let me ask you a question. Is it worth my time to argue with this person, yes or no? What do you think? Yes, also Booba. Look, guys, I tried. It wouldn't fit, dude. Disappointed laugh. I mean, I think honestly in the future, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do exactly this. I'm just going to turn it into content. That's probably the best way to do it. Did you actually try? I mean, why should I try? The real question is like, should I spend my time doing it? You know what I mean? So I think in the future we'll just turn it into content. What do you guys think? Is that a good idea? Type 1 if you're down for that. They're not seemable. You'd be talking to brick wall. Exactly. That's what I think too, Liz. Sometimes you gotta cut your losses, you know? So, yeah, I think that's just the way. I'm gonna do like a monthly wrap-up of dumbest comments I've received on YouTube. Or maybe Twitter, or maybe both. Yeah, I should make a whole like news segment. Dumbest comments I've received this month. Yeah, absolutely crazy. And it's really sad too because, you know, I think about that, right? I'm like, this person just completely lacks the ability to understand other people and lacks the ability to actually have a like real conversation, right? If they ignored my whole coverage and failed to address any of the nuance that I said in it, that really makes me sad. Yeah, I hate that. I appreciate you guys because you're actually like here. Yeah, of course, Nid, of course. So I agree. Obviously, I don't want anybody going after anybody else. So yep, I agree with you 100%. I think that's what I would do, Nid. All right, see you, janitor. Have a good one. Anyway, a perfect warm-up for today's stream. Let's get into our news, of course. Everybody type news. We're going to discuss, of course, some very big issues going on today. Absolutely crazy stuff, chat. Now, I did hear, you know, a couple days ago, there was a big, huge storm warning coming in for the East Coast again this weekend. If you're on the East Coast, please be careful, guys. There's another big storm, winter storm warning. And as you saw here, guys, there was a 100-vehicle massive pileup back in Michigan on January 19th. And guys, just please be careful. I don't want you to be part of something like this. I mean, that's scary. Yeah, really, really bad. So please be careful, guys. Please be careful. This stuff is so, so scary. Don't drive if you don't need to. Get your groceries. Stay at home. Don't drive around, okay? Don't be like the fucking stupid Texas drivers. Yeah, exactly. Just stay inside. Please be safe, all right, everybody? This is really, really scary stuff. So, in other news, guys, in light of Roblox announcing that they're going to be doing age verification, eBay has actually had to issue a statement in response to Roblox's disastrous age estimation update after it led to a surge in people selling age-verified accounts. That is right. So people are actually making age-verified accounts and selling them over on eBay, chat. Yeah, of course, eBay did say that they're removing them, but very, very gross to see that was going on. It's kind of crazy that you think about these subsections of the market being created. Absolutely disgusting, I gotta say. So be careful out there, guys. Be careful. In other news, guys, we have a huge Reddit mod crash out. This is a Reddit mod from Livestream Fails. And this moderator was actually removed as a moderator from Livestream Fails. However, he went on to say that Reddit mods should be treated like celebrities. That's right. Let's listen to what he had to say, chat.
And this matters because Reddit moderators have power. They have influence. If you are one of the people who is joking about like internet janitor duties or whatever, I'm sorry to tell you, it's funny jokes, but you are wrong. Reddit moderation does matter. Reddit moderators have control over.
This is the most average Reddit moderator I've ever heard of. This video is such a meme.
Millions of impressions per day, and nobody seems to notice or care. Let's just talk about LSF. Think of all the streamer careers that have been created because of LSF. Think about the even larger number of streamer careers that have been destroyed because of LSF. I
mean, but again, it's a community run. subreddit, right? Everything is on Reddit. It's community. So, yes, just because you're a mod doesn't mean that you have made these people's careers. You know what I mean? Like, yes, live stream fails is a very, very big subreddit, but dude, nobody cares that you're behind it. Like, I'm sorry, we appreciate you doing the work. Don't get me wrong, but literally, like, you have no actual influence at the end of the day, you know?
Because some clip went viral about like something bad that they did. I have had major live streamers who are effectively celebrities come to me and beg to kind of remove, you know, negative posts about them. An even crazier story is the time when some Twitch employees found me in person and borderline begged me to make sure LSF is not used to destroy the multi-billion-dollar company Twitch, partially because at the time LSF was indeed being used to destroy the multi-billion-dollar company Twitch.
Honestly, chat, what kills me about this, I'm not even gonna point out his hairline. It's the background. It's like an old like Windows 95 computer background. Like, I don't know, it just kills me.
Deservedly so, by the way. To summarize, Reddit moderators should be treated like celebrities or influencers, not because they deserve respect or anything, but because they actually have real power and influence. I mean, if not for the world, at least over your $50 billion company, maybe if you gave them actual support, it could go from 50 billion to 100 billion. I mean, it certainly deserves to be that high up for how much traffic Reddit gets.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Dude, I want proof of that story you said, by the way. Like, he's like very adamant this happened. I don't believe you for a second, dude. I do not believe you for an absolute second. Yeah, he's doing free work and he's like, now give me my power that I've earned. Bro, come on. Yeah, put the fries in the bag. Absolutely crazy statement, guys. This was going viral. Had to share with all of you. Wild chat. I don't even know what to say anymore about this guy. It speaks for itself. There's really not much to really say about this. Wow. Absolutely crazy. In other news, guys, PewDiePie actually went to visit the studio behind Attack on Titan. He spent a day drawing with the animators, and they even drew him as a member of the Scout Regiment as a gift. That's pretty cool. If you guys remember, he did kind of like this animation journey. Well, it was really cool. They invited him out, and yeah, very nice. Very, very cool. One of the studios behind Attack on Titan. I'm not sure which one it was. Wit Studio. Sorry, Wit Studio. Yeah, very cool. So, big W for PewDiePie. Now, does anybody here ever watch iCarly? Well, guys, you might remember Tebow from iCarly. He was the guy with all the bagels, right? Does anybody remember him from the show? Okay, I watched a lot of iCarly. I loved iCarly. And Tebow was one of kind of like the random side characters, but he was really funny, right? Well, anyway, chap, he's actually been off the grid for 10 years, and he's actually perfected the perfect breakfast bagel. And now all of that work is paid off because you can buy them inside of Target now. Let's take a look.
Now, I know many of you have been wondering what I've probably been up to since you last saw me.
Yeah,
Well,
the smoothie place,
for
guys.
10 years, I've been expanding my resume and working on the perfect breakfast bagel. It's my life's work. So much so that I was able to get my breakfast bagels in the Target. So, do yourself
He took the meme in the show and made it a thing.
a favor. Do me a
That's
favor.
crazy.
Head on over to Target and get yourself a Bronco breakfast bagel today. All right? Why? Because Tebow said so. You want to buy a Bronco?
No, I'm okay, man. Thank you, though.
Dude, that's
You
so
sure
cool.
you don't want to buy a Bronco?
I'm still good. Thanks, though.
I say the whole box, $5.
Dude, please stop following me. Please stop following me.
Cheese, sausage, fluffy bagel. Just buy the box.
I don't want the box, man. I've just eaten pickles.
Well, excuse me for thinking that all foods and beverages could get along.
All right, man. Give me the box. Give me the box. Give me the box.
You made a great choice. That's America's
He is the
favorite
goat.
breakfast bagel.
I want to buy his bagels right now. So anyway, I thought that was really cool. Wanted to share that with you. Congratulations to him on cooking, chat. In other news, you might remember that BB No Money decided to quote-unquote graduate, right? Well, BBNO came out with this message here. Love you all. I initially posted my retirement as a joke, but then I really took it to heart when people showed they cared, and then it got so big. Truth be, I love making music and love my supporters. I'm gonna keep doing what I love for myself. So BBNO Money is not graduating, chat. He's still making money, still making music, not going anywhere. So I thought it was really funny. Everybody thought it was real when he made that post. I'm like, guys, he's not gonna actually stop making money, stop making fucking music. So speaking of money, guys, OpenAI might be in trouble. Womp womp. OpenAI is in the red, and at this rate, we'll run out of money by 2027. Having overestimated the profitability of AI. Looking at recent analysis, internal projections indicate annual losses around $14 billion in 2026, falling roughly $8 billion in 2025. This stems from overestimating near-term profitability, as high inference and data center expenses continue to dominate despite strong user adoption and billions of revenue. Without repeated massive funding rounds, analysts warn the company could face a cash shortfall as early as mid-2027. Womp womp. I mean, like, I know there are some good things for AI to be used for, but with all the alternative AI going around, this is probably for the best, let's be real. Yeah, the AI bubble is popping, so it's like the dirty bubble. We're just gonna pop it. So yeah, it's a very big financial hole. Again, making this profitable would require so much effort. I don't really know how they're gonna do it, to be honest. So, but anyway, chat, not good news for AI. Speaking of AI, chat, Sweden is actually banning AI generated music from their official charts. We love to see that, chat. We love to see that. So I've seen more countries kind of taking part in this, again, banning AI music from top charts, which is great. And that's how it needs to be treated. So hopefully we'll see more of this in the future, chat. In other news as well, guys, in case you didn't know, Speed has been visiting Africa, and he actually went through a final in Morocco and was revealed as the mascot for the AFCON final in Morocco. So let's take a look. Yeah, his story was really cool. Yeah, he seems like a good guy. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realize he was only 21. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, the fact he's only 21 is actually insane. Of course, he is such a big influence, guys, that where he has traveled, these restaurants are actually putting up signs with him that says, I Show Speed was here. That's how big of a deal he is. Look, they put this cut out of him, showing him eating their food. He is that big of a international celebrity, chat. I mean, people really love him a lot. He has made a huge difference. Countries are reaching out to him to come and visit. He has such a huge impact on their travel economy, things like that. So, I mean, he's a big deal. He's a big deal. On top of that, chat, Speed actually just reached 50 million subscribers on his 21st birthday. Let's take a look.
Let's go! Let's go!
50 million subscribers, chat. Gen Z Anthony Bourdain, I love that. That's a good way to wrap him up, actually.
50 million on my birthday.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way to wrap him up.
This is the best birthday gift I could ever ask for. I love y'all so much. I love all my fans from the bottom of my heart. I'm so happy, chat. We finally reached 50 million.
I mean, such a huge accomplishment, right, chat? I mean, what is Markiplier's sub count? Yeah, hold on a second. I know Markiplier hasn't really been like cooking up content recently, but hold on a sec. Yeah, Markiplier has 38.2 million subscribers. To put that in perspective, chat, think about that. 50 million to, of course, 38.2 million. I mean, that is just an absolute huge amount over Markiplier already. So very, very crazy to think about. And Marky has been doing it for a long time longer, so very, very crazy, chat. Very, very crazy. In other news, of course, we also going to talk about Pokemon going viral. Now, however, I do want to dispel a little bit of rumors here. So this is going around saying Pokemon was genuinely upset when her Twitch chat wasn't gifting subs on a return stream. Well, guys, that wasn't actually true. They just took something completely out of context and mentioned gifted subs to make it look bad. If you actually listen to what's going on here, he doesn't say anything about subs.
Drop that nothing on, a drop that nothing on. Yay! How are you guys doing? Hello? You guys are not giving the level of excitement that I was thinking that you would give. Give it right now. What's a drop that?
Again, nothing that had to do with subs. Just basically like, you know, somebody trying to make it this big problem when it wasn't actually really anything, right? She was clearly just not referring to subs. She was talking about chat and how they were doing. So, wanted to mention this to you. It's a lot of misinformation going around about this. So, in other news as well, guys, Cece's Pizza has renamed its mac and cheese pizza after queso. That's right. It's now called the Mac and Queso Pizza. If you ever watched Queso, he talks about Cece's Pizza every once in a while. I think it's just so fucking funny, dude. They knew what they were doing, so I had to show you guys that. I thought it was awesome. In other news, guys, who are my Smash Bros fans out there? Anybody my Smash Bros fans out there? I know we got some Smash Bros fans out there. Well, in case you don't know, this is Gimmer. Gimmer is a huge part of the Super Smash Bros community. He is a competitive player. He's a big labber person. Well, he's actually a co-founder of VG Bootcamp as well, in case you didn't know that. Well, Gimmer is actually announcing that he and his girlfriend are producing a short named Sassy that is actually being funded by Adult Swim. The intention is the short will become a full-fledged series. And of course, if you want to go and support that, they are looking to garner that support. So very cool that Adult Swim is actually, looking to, sponsored maybe the full thing, if the short goes well. So certainly go check it out. But I thought it was kind of cool, especially coming from, a former Smash Bros kind of guy, right? So I thought it was cool. In other news, guys, you know Toby Fox, right? Everybody knows Toby Fox. Toby Fox, the absolute GOAT. If you don't know Toby Fox, well, he's he's that Deltarune guy. You might know about him, right? Well, Toby Fox, of course, has composed some beautifully amazing music over the years. And sadly, chat, over on YouTube, even though he is given express permission, he's had problems and he's had people copyright striking things and copyright striking against other creators as well. So even though he's given express permission, let's take a listen to what's going on here.
Recently there has been another surprise issue with music copyright on YouTube. YouTube is changing the way it works again, and Materia Music decided the best way to deal with this was to turn certain videos to revenue sharing to protect them from copyright strikes.
Which is very scummy.
Unfortunately, the way this change was communicated and handled publicly to creators was terrible. People were shocked by the change and I hadn't heard about it until it was already implemented. But I have some good news.
Very scummy. So when you turn on revenue sharing, that way you don't have to actually go through the copyright striking system. You can just be like, oh, we're just sharing revenue. So it's a lot easier way to kind of circumvent around stuff. I mean, I don't know if I've told you guys, but I was copyright stricken or my Markplier reacts by a company that doesn't own Markiplier's reacts. So I'm having to fight against it right now. So this is absolutely a thing that happens, chat.
Materia Music is hiring a new person to handle YouTube copyright shenanigans. That means Sebastian Wolf will no longer be in charge of communicating on these matters. Hopefully any other individual issues can be addressed by the new person too.
Yeah, I push back against them a lot.
About the revenue sharing situation, Materia is talking to YouTube now about the best options for creators. I have instructed them to set the split that Materia gets as low as they can possibly allow. Right now they don't know how low that will be, but hopefully, low.
And Toby's just doing the best he can, right?
This is quite a mess now, and it might take a bit to resolve, but I'm told it will hopefully result in a better, easier environment for creators. And me, because I don't want to think about any of this stuff. I'll communicate again when we get more information.
So there you go, guys. Of course, Toby trying to fight all this. Of course, let creators use his music, which he has, again, given express written permission. Of course, Melon God goes on to say, I've tried to see Materia sign in the past, because I know they have a job to do. But this is ridiculous. There aren't even covers of songs from Undertale or Deltarune. These are covers of original songs just inspired by the games. They're fair fan game, yes, but they're still their own songs. And of course, they're getting the copyright sharing, which is ridiculous, right? Absolutely ridiculous. Of course, looking here, Sebastian Wolf, who is kind of one of the main perpetrators, we'll say, fearing the email we sent to Winterer. Melodies, motifs have copyright. Passing them up for a new song is awesome and creative, and it's a derivative work. Totally fine on YouTube, it's licensed under a revenue share model. Happy to work out other options privately. But again, that's crazy because Toby has said in the past, you are free to use my music however you want. So this is just directly against that as well. His wishes, right? So very frustrating for him, I'm sure. Hopefully this is resolved, and I'll be looking out for the answer on that here pretty soon. So very, very dumb, chat. Now in other news, I want to go back here for a moment. Does everybody remember the Stop Destroying Games initiative and the whole pirate software debacle that happened, what about half a year ago? No, it's probably been about more like 9 months. Does everybody remember that? Yeah, kind of a throwback here to talk about it, right? Well, turns out, guys, that to Stop Destroying Games, the final initiative that's going to be, passed along to hand over or take place in Brussels, has over 1,294,000 verified signatures. Amazing. So this is kind of where everything capped off with this. Amazing. I mean, you can see the breakdown here of all the, signatures. Really, really cool, chat. Really, really cool. I love that Germany is like a large proponent of this as well. If you don't know this, chat, something that I recently learned was Germany has been the recipient of a lot of censorship in the past. And they've obviously had to deal with very watered down versions of a lot of their games. So I find this to kind of check out. I'm really glad that they are obviously trying to push back for certain stuff as well. Yeah, good for them. In other news, guys, I want to talk to you about what's going on recently with this casting called Voice Actor Situation. So recently, guys, there was a streamer here named the Robotic XYZ who was doing voice acting audition reviews. And I'm just gonna play this clip for you. This is really kind of crazy, actually, how they went about this. Listen to it. Very unprofessional.
Well, time waits for...
Nope.
My quality is weird.
And yet, nonetheless.
Nope.
Time waits for no one.
Nope. Batman.
Okay.
Has this guy ever auditioned?
Hey, what's up, BP? How are you?
Made 6 submissions. Cool, man. You're not getting it.
Hello, my name is Colin, but
I can already tell. Unless you can do a really convincing deep voice.
Let's see. Let him cook.
for no one.
Nope.
No. Like, just so old.
Excuse me.
Ouch. Oh,
I hear you.
the peak on that hurts.
Oh my god.
Excuse
Yeah, that's not even what peeking is. What the fuck are you talking about?
Today we say no or yes.
And yet, nonetheless,
2.
it seems to be waiting for something else.
I don't like you.
Wow.
I'm
Just him
waiting.
personally?
And yet,
Like, according just to the mic he has, like, that's an expensive mic, so I think this guy's,
Honey.
like, actually serious.
Absolutely nuts, guys. So you were looking for auditions for a role, right? And you literally only listen to like these tiny little snippets, judge them off their PFPs. Insane, chat. Absolutely insane. Of course, this blew up. I mean, went absolutely viral. Of course, this horrible behavior was called out. This is really, really crazy. I think that's horrible. But, hello? I mean, I never had a chest dance. Can I get a lap dance instead? Like, what the fuck is this, dude? Absolutely nuts, though. So I wanted to show it to you with everything going absolutely crazy, chat. Wow, absolutely disgusting behavior by this person. Again, this comes from the robotic XYZ. So I would highly recommend if you're going to be doing any voice acting audition roles or anything like that, do not actually work with this person. Really, really gross. Really, really gross. I'm sure you would love a chess dance. With Riz. No chess dance. Hey, However, chat, we gotta talk about, something that you gotta say. Speaking of chess, let's talk about how Dr. Disrespect was caught lying with his chest out. That's right. Dr. Disrespect saying, last week we took the Lambo to LA to check out Highguard. On Monday, we entered another dimension. And of course, here is his, badge, his controller, his little setup, all that stuff, right? Launch event, Highguard, Dr. Disrespected 2-time. Well, why is this such a big deal, right, chat? Well, turns out, chat, he didn't actually go to the event. Highguard's creator manager confirmed that he faked his badge. It was not actually invited to the event. That's right, guys. He wasn't actually at the event. Hi there, I'm Chin, the creator manager for Highguard. And I can confirm Dr. Disrespect is not invited to any Highguard event, past or present. And the badge was not an official badge. You know what? Come on, guys. Let's Bluetooth here a second. Let me connect my brain to yours for a second. There's a certain song that's playing in my head right now, and I want you to guess what it is. Okay, come on. Read my mind, chat. Come on. Come on, guys. There's a song that I really love. It's perfect for this moment. Come on. Read my mind, chat. Read my mind, chat. Peer into the inner depths of... Not me, just my mind. Peer into the depths of my brain, chat. There is one song that must... Yes!
Why you always lying?
Oh my god! Stop fucking lying! Hell yes, there we go. So Dr. Disrespect, not being a big fat pee-pee poo-poo head liar, chat. Well, Dr. Disrespect went on to address this. Here we go. Let's take a look. Dr. Disrespect's response to faking his own creator badge and pretending to attend Highguard's launch event. Now, chat, what do you think he's gonna say? Something nice, right? Or just something funny? Yeah, here you go. Just listen to this.
What sort of game?
Or that too. That works as well.
What sort of game?
That works as well. You're fired, Dr. Disrespect.
By lying about getting credentials for the launch event. I don't understand. Says Boyfo with the $5 super chat. How stupid are these fucking guys? What's there to gain by lying about getting credentials for the launch event? I don't understand. Says Boyfo with a $5 donation. Got him. They're so fucking stupid. I love it. Oh man, we're so ahead of these brainwashed idiots online. We're so far ahead, and I love it. What's there to gain?
It's very interesting you say that. They're so stupid, I love it. We're so ahead of these brainwashed idiots online. But weren't you the one that faked your past? Well, but funny you say that, though. We're so stupid online. Are you also implying that you faked those messages that were on Twitch? Oh, yeah, that's right, Dr. Disrespect. I forgot I'm too much of an idiot to remember that. Yeah, a few months ago when I covered that? Yeah, I already forgot about that. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, maybe we should bring that up instead. Would that work better for you? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're a horrible person. You're literally one of the worst people in this streaming space, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here. What are you gonna do next? Fake your fucking badge to go to TwitchCon? I've heard that you like to talk to underage people at Twitch as well. Somebody else you want to talk to there? Shut the fuck up, dude. Get out of my face. This guy right here, dude. This guy right here. Oh my god. Dude, it's over. You've already been at it. The proof is in the pudding. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. Boo this man. Speaking of booing, in other news, guys, Hassan has been banned, chat. That is right. Hassan has been banned. His 7th ban going on right now. Pretty crazy situation, chat. As you know, you all know Hassan. Well, this is his 7th ban. And this is actually allegedly why he was banned. Of course, it goes on to say Hassan has been banned for 7 days for using the phrase rabid ultra-Zionist pigs, directed people defending the use of watch lists to track anti-Israel protesters in the U.S. Again, Chad, I'm not here to talk or even address any of this subject matter, but you can't break TOS, right? It's literally like you cannot break Twitch TOS, period, right? So allegedly this is the clip of what got him banned, so I guess let's take a listen here and see what happened.
This is another big suck my dick to all the fucking Israel dick riders out there. You fucking rabid ultra-Zionist pigs. You fucking run around going, oh my God, Israel first, Israel first. Why are you tying this back to Palestine? You fucking rabid ultra-Zionist pigs. You fucking rabid ultra-Zionist.
Yeah, it's right there. You see hateful conduct prohibited example of Zionists. So there it is. And of course, he literally said it, chat. He literally said it. So, I really, I mean, it's TOS, right? It's actually TOS, you know what I mean? So, if you're going to use it in this hateful manner, obviously meant to be derogatory, you're not like reporting on the news, right? Or anything like that, right? You're literally just saying it as a hateful way. Yeah, that's TOS, bro. You're going to get banned for it. So, you cannot say that kind of stuff, right? There you go. So, yeah, I mean, it's only dehumanizing, right? So, again, I'm not even going to get into the subject matter of this. It's not my, prerogative. That's not even my expertise at the least bit. But I will say, if you break TOS, you break TOS, and that's it. I think you should get permit banned, right? Of course you should, but there it is, chat. So, yep, just letting you know that he got banned. Now, what I do want to talk about, though, that is actually kind of crazy. Does anybody remember my coverage of a particular French streamer who actually died while streaming? In case you forgot, guys, there was a streamer named Jean Pormanoff who actually died on stream a few days after a marathon that was going on. He was, of course, beat up. He was malnourished. I mean, absolutely just ruined live on stream. These people literally participated in manslaughter. Well, I have some good news about this. Two of those streamers are taken into custody over that death. Thank God, finally. They've finally been taken into custody, chat. As of January 27th, two French streamers, Owen Thina and Safine Hamidi, were taken into custody on Tuesday, January 27th. Prosecutors said as part of a Luxmon probe into a on-camera death broadcast via the Kick platform, the live stream death of Raphael Gravin, alias Jean Pormanoff, in August, live on a $200,000 follow video channel, which he shared with these two streamers, Chuck France and Drew, the ire of government ministry. So, of course, originally, Jean's mother said that they didn't do anything. This investigation was launched, and now justice seems to be actually being served finally. So, huge W. Glad to see this is going down. I'll keep you up to date with what's going on with that, though, chat. And then finally, before we hop into our big stories, I want to talk here for a moment about Lakari. You guys remember, guys, Lakari was, he was on a live on stream, and he accidentally showed a certain notepad that had links to very, very questionable illegal content, right? He had bestiality stuff. He had CP in there. I mean, horrible things. So allegedly, this is his response. Let's see what he had to say. Or not. TTS doesn't want to work. Lakari clears things up by accidentally exposing disturbing content on his notepad while on stream. I'm only into 2D hentai content. I don't watch, seek out, or download real world 3D porn. I do not engage with or support anything involved with minors in any form. After the stream, the files and links that showed up were looked into. There is no illegal material in them. The problem was how bad some of the titles looked and the fact I didn't shut things down fast enough on stream. I don't know about all that, dude. I don't know if I believe you. I mean, like, obviously, I'm not going to be the one to go look into that stuff, but I mean, real dude, I don't believe you, dude. I don't believe you, dude. I really, really don't. So, there it is, chat. What Lakari's response to his own drama that he made. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is, do you believe him or do you not believe him? What do you think, chat? Yeah, I'm kind of definitely on the extant doubt. I believe, I'm with you. I'm with you guys on that one. Yeah, I think he's capping as well. So hopefully there's an actual investigation launch. Obviously, some of the titles indicated bestiality prawn, indicated CP, and that is certainly something that needs to be looked into heavily. And him, serving time if it is to be found that he possessed that type of content, right, chat? So, yeah, but law enforcement will be the one to do that, chat. So, guys, let's dive into a little bit of good news. We like good news every once in a while, right? Right? So let's talk here for a second about Iron Lung and Markplier. If you don't know, guys, Markplier is actually doing a blood drive. You can actually look at participating theaters if you want to participate in the blood drive going on alongside Iron Lung's opening, right? Which is very, very cool. However, guys, during the launch of Iron Lung, Markiplier actually showed up to a couple theaters. Of course, he did also have the screening tonight in LA. He showed up and had a bit of a speech. So let's listen to what happened. Go!
Hello. A lot of you just walked right past me. I was standing right there.
Imagine he's just right beside you and you just missed it.
Also, sorry. Thank you so much for coming. I won't be speaking too long, and don't worry, I won't be watching it with you, so you don't have to feel like. I'll be able to right here. But thank you so much for coming. You're some of the first people to ever see this outside of the people that worked on it. It's just.
Oh, that sucks, Master. I hope it gets more of an international release. I think I heard it was coming to Canada.
There's a lot of people that won't see it until.
Yeah, I think I heard that the other day. So.
See it until Saturday or Sunday, and so I really hope you enjoy it. I want you to be able to tell people if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, you can tell people that too. But really, truly, you are among the first to see it after 3 years of hard work, and it wasn't just me. It was the entire crew putting hours and hours and hours into this thing. I won't spoil anything about it, but just please enjoy the movie, eat some snacks, drink some drinks, and then I'll be watching you.
I'm watching you. Let's go. You love to see it, chat. You love to see it. So, of course, Markiplier showing up for that. Absolutely amazing. If you haven't really seen a lot going on with Iron Lung, it's all been really good news, actually. So, I'm sorry, this is the same thing, just from a different viewpoint. But going over here, actually, it's actually estimated right now that Iron Lung is going to earn between $9 million and $10 million in its opening weekend in the U.S. and Canada. Now, guys, I gotta tell you something. For an indie film to make that much money is incredible. That is insane, guys. You have no idea. Like, I'm trying to like compare this to something, but that's like, I don't know, like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna enter a snail in a race, and instead you get a fucking NASCAR race car. Like, that is just defying all expectations to a huge amount. It is absolutely amazing, guys. So the movie is looking to cook big time. Now, Charlie actually, did a video. Is Iron Lung good, right? So let's go see what Charlie had to say about it. And I want to show you something really special about this video as well that's really cool.
Maybe it's not the biggest budget that they had to work with. And I do think one of the methods they used is one that I don't really like. They did a lot of shaky cam at the end. And I understand they're doing that because, again, it's not massive budget. So if they kind of just held like a, static camera there, it might not look as good. And it does kind of add to like the hectic nature of the things going on at the end. I get it. Not a big shaky cam guy. I've criticized that in a lot of other movies. I will, of course, make a mention of it here too. But it's not the biggest deal in the world because that's pretty much just reserved for the ending chaos.
Yeah, now I want some Oreos, dude. That looks so good.
The biggest piece of the pie here. You're going to be spending the majority of the movie watching Markiplier. The vast majority of this movie is Simon on screen, Simon freaking out in the sub as he's uncovering horrifying things, as the eldritch horror is interacting with him and the world around him, and you're going to be watching him basically deteriorate, which means we go on an emotional journey with Simon, which means Markiplier is going to have to be doing a lot of heavy lifting with some high quality acting in order to sell this character to the audience. So this movie either hits or shits.
Dude, I want this Oreo sweater so bad,
dude.
I agree with that.
If they can buy into Simon as a character as opposed to just Markiplier on the big screen. And that's where it gets tricky. Overall, I think his acting was good. There were some moments that were better than others. I do think when it came to like emotional beats where he's arguing with the woman on the intercom about certain things, again, I'm avoiding spoilers to the best of my ability, but when he's maybe divulging a bit from his past, I feel like it became very hard to see Simon the convict, and instead I was mainly seeing Markiplier instead of this character. Like, I don't think a lot of those conversations with the woman on the intercom were necessarily hitting the way that I think they wanted them to. And it's not really for any fault of Markiplier's acting. I just think the way that he's conveying his emotions on screen just wasn't really able to sell the stakes. So like when he's really getting frustrated with the woman on the intercom, he's saying, "Fuck you," and "Fuck this is ridiculous, I don't," like that kind of stuff. Like, I feel like I'm hearing Markiplier in a Let's Play as opposed to Simon the convict having a blow up at this woman on the intercom who is basically, I was just about to get into big spoilers, but who is maybe not as cooperative as he would like.
Well, I think it's a fair criticism, right? Because it's like, well, you gotta separate Markiplier from, you know, obviously the character in the movie. And it's gonna be hard, right? That's gonna be really, really tough. But yeah, I was gonna say, Charlie's a pretty big horror fan. Most of his movie criticisms, I find to be pretty on point, I'll be honest. There's rarely a time where I'm like, looking at Charlie, I'm like, shaking my head like, bro, you're so wrong. Like, genuinely, normally, Charlie's on point, right? Well, I wanted to show you something really, really wholesome, chat. In case you didn't watch this video. Markiplier actually ended up responding to this. This is so nice of you, dude. I don't know, I know I don't say it enough for maybe ever, but I respect the hell out of you. You're taking a chance and speaking your mind on these projects has truly meant the world to me, and I know I can trust you'll always be keeping it real with your thoughts. I know I got flaws, I'm always graceful for an assist to stare them dead in the eye, but to say such nice things too, you don't know what that means to hear. I never told you this, but the Starforge PC you sent me was the first computer in my render farm and best performing. Greatest PCs a gamer could buy. Everybody should get one using the link in your description. W interaction, dude. So true, Nova. You'll love to see stuff like this, right, chat? Probably two of the most notable, well-respected creators interacting with each other is always a W. So very, very awesome to see this, chat. Again, I encourage you to go watch the movie. It's shaping up like it's going to be something really, really good, chat. Yeah, really, really good. Oh, I gotta stretch. In other news, guys, I do want to just take a quick moment to talk about just a little bit of what's going on. Oh, yo, Kingsman guy, let's go. Yeah, look, let's look at my feed. We got Kingsman guy, we got Iron Lung, we got you know, Hot Ones, we got Iron Mouse. we're cooking. So, oh yes, yeah, that was actually my favorite comment. Hold on, that was my favorite one. I'm shocked Markiplier didn't approach Charlie for acting tips given his prominent acting role in the Hunger Games. Yes, how Charlie ruined Hunger Games. Bro, that, oh my god. That's hilarious, actually. Holy shit, that's so funny. In other news, I do want to talk about Twitch news here really quick. So, before we hop into an update about the Marvel Rivals situation, The Twitch has actually reached a new low.
Oh, brother, this
That's
guy
right.
stinks!
Yeah, I know. His role in Hunger Games is so funny. So, anyway, chat, this is actually one of the worst things I think I've ever seen from Twitch. So I encourage you, if you're a streamer, if you're not getting a sponsorship deal that you want, make sure that you refute it. Make sure you tell them the rate is too low. You do have the option to do that, right? So, but anyways, that goes on to say Twitch is now offering sponsorships where the only payment is a gifted sub if your community gives 5. Let me say that again. Twitch is offering a sponsorship where if your community gives 5 subs, the sponsor will gift you 1 sub. You have to play this shitty game to over ad for it, and you get nothing in return. As you can see here, free bonus subs, and that's what it is, chat. Literally. Of course, also massive fuck you to play 2XKO for indulging in this, right? I'm so mad at the absolute financial depravity of this company. Get rid of Clancy's, making some of the worst choices ever. Holy shit, what an awful way to wake up this morning. I mean, absolutely insane, chat. For you to get a payout, which is just a little bit of bonus subs, right? Your community still has to give subs. Absolutely horrible. On top of this, you know, Dan Clancy is like, you know what I should be doing, guys? I need to fix Twitch by starting a podcast.
It's going to be a lot.
The fucking side quest of this man. What are you doing? Stop, dude. Stop fucking around, messing around, and go and fix your platform. We don't want a fucking podcast. Oh my God.
Start a live podcast. Nobody it's going to be a live show, but then we're going to take it to podcast. And the objective of this is to spend time talking with a range of streamers and people in the space, just about in general what's happening in the live streaming space, to kind of put a spotlight on both some streamers and other people that are doing interesting stuff in this space. Of course, we're a live platform through other channels. So we're going to be doing it live, but we're going to be focusing on creating a podcast artifact so that way people can watch it on from they want. Here is also, there are a lot of them on Twitch, but a lot of people just aren't aware of them. And so one of the things we're going to do is highlight some of the cool stuff that happened each week. Mary, you know, couple weeks we're going to
absolutely horrible. Not to even mention that the stuttering and artifacting was Twitch's stream quality. They can't even stream correctly. Hey, this is absolutely insane, chat. I really just don't understand how Twitch continues to function like this. It's quite depressing. It's really just fucking depressing, chat. Absolutely crazy. Wow. What are your thoughts on this? Twitch will die before Dan leaves the CEO, probably. I believe that. As sad as that is to say, I believe that. I really, really do. Absolutely nuts, chat. Absolutely nuts. Yeah, Dan. I'm like, why are you taking this time to make a fucking, like, podcast and talk about what's going on in the streamer space? Why don't you make a podcast, at least, that addresses issues on your platform? Wouldn't that be better? Like, completely useless, exactly. So, anyway, want to bring it to your attention, chat. This is the current state of what's going on with Twitch. Here's my Twitch segment. So, chat, let me give you a quick update on what's going on with the Marvel Rivals situation, and then we're gonna dive right back into what's going on with Tectone. You guys ready? Yeah, so the bonus gift subs only give you bonus gift subs if your community gives subs. And again, this is only Twitch subs, which you're only going to be getting a partial part of that as well. So it's literally just no payout whatsoever, essentially. So guys, let's go take a look here at an update here on CC and her sponsorships. You guys remember CC was the one that everybody's been clowning on, talking about the vibes. Kind of one of the main culprits, right? Probably the main culprit. Well, Razer goes on to say, you know, hey, Razer Gaming, it has CC under here. So a lot of people thought that Razer was sponsoring CC. Well, Razer goes on to say, we have confirmed that we have never officially engaged with the creator, and there are no plans for future collaboration. So, Razer does not sponsor CC. Razer will not be sponsoring CC. Never did, never has, never will. So, yeah, Razer is like, hell no, dude. Absolutely not. So, really, really glad that, again, you know, CC is getting called out for this. And of course, she did lose a lot of her sponsorships for what she had done. So, Lucy actually gets back involved and is now going to be the main focus of our conversation because Lucy actually goes off on Bassam, right? Bassam was the main person that ran the tournament. He took responsibility. He said, I fucked up. I did not look at all the information. I messed up there. I should have looked at everything, and I made a call too quick. He's been very responsible. I actually really like him a lot just because of the way he treated it responsibly. Well, Lucy, who was also this lady here, part of the team, she decided to go off on Bassam. Well, let's hear what she had to say, chat.
Also, there's other things about Bassam out there that, hey, if you want to look into it, look into it. But there's other shit on Bassam out there.
But by the way, chat, in my research, but I'm not saying I'm infallible or anything like that. I have not found anything else on Bassam. Just gonna say, chat, I don't really see anything wrong with this guy. Just throwing it out there for you. All right.
And Bassam, if you're in here, bro, you are the biggest sellout of all time. You kick Kingsman out, and then you don't even properly fucking clear shit up. And you scream and shout for the Kingsman fans to all just be on your side because you switch sides because you don't want hate. You don't want heat, which is fine. But it's just
who the fuck wants hate? Who the fuck wants fucking heat? Explain to me one person who wants hate. Tell me that for 1 second. But you know how you avoid that? You take accountability for your fucking actions. Oh my god, dude. When you figure out somebody's wrong, you take accountability. That's it. That's it.
I can't clap loud enough, chat.
There's some shit on
Base.
Boston. Bro, dude, what the fuck kind of person did everybody think I am? I made a wrong decision as a tournament host, but what the fuck do people think I am? Just some fucking secret racist? Just some absolute misogynistic pig? Like, what do people think I am? Like, what does she think I am? You know, I've never played with her. I've never duo-queued with her. I don't even, bro, I barely know you, fam. Like, I barely have ever spoken to you, dude. Just regards to just of tournaments.
Yep, exactly. And that's what he's doing, Corvus.
Dude.
You know, like,
that's it, bro.
I think he's taking a responsibility. That's what I've been looking for. And he did that, right? But everybody's like now attacking him. And I'm like, dude, he made the right call. Like, why are you upset that he made the right call? You know what I mean? So, of course, Lucy wants to talk with Kingsman. However, she wants to do it off stream. So, here's her resolution.
Guys, I don't know. I'm saying I'm down, but like not on stream. I'd rather do it off stream, or
I mean that's fair, right? What's up, Angel? What's up, Lily?
Or I'd rather do messages so that there's like records of it, because I'd rather not like screen record a call. I want records of a conversation. I don't know, guys.
I think at this point it's better you just walk away from it. Like you all really treated him pretty crappily. The way that she went about it was not very good. Afterwards, I think the best thing you can do is just walk away. Just be like, look, we fucked up. That's it. GG's. Nah, she's not the Black Widow, man. She was part of the team, but she really involved herself in a lot of the drama afterwards. And this is kind of where things got really, really bad. So, of course, chat, Mugen actually made a video about this whole situation, and this person was going in here under the name Lucy, saying things like this, right, chat? Yeah, we can see that. Well, it turns out, chat, this is a bit of a drama going around. Everybody's like, what the fuck? Cancel her? Well, it turns out, guys, it was a fake account, right? Viewers to me a pic of it tweeting at the official X account with the N-word. I've also been seeing people reporting one of the girls to their employers. I think it's a bit too far. Let's not turn into villains here. So, again, it was a fake account. But I did see people buying into that. They were like, oh my god, yeah, this is clearly her. Like, guys, it wasn't actually. It was a fake account. Oh yeah, I did cover that, Alex. I did. Yeah, they gave it to him on stream. I remember that. So, in light of all of this, chat, I wanna I want to try and encapsulate this drama to you because this was such a big thing. This is now like, this has gone like pop culture, right? Like, we had NBA teams talking about it. We've had mainstream media talk about it. We've had this go public. I mean, it's a huge, huge thing, guys. It has spread everywhere. It has gotten so big to the fact now that people are making funny parodies of it. Like Devil Artemis, who made a recent video called Perfect Cell versus a 40K Marvel Rivals tournament. Ah, yes, my favorite episode, The Perfect Vibe.
Okay, so we need to adjust our comp to something a bit more reliable.
Oh, you know, you could just stop complaining.
Excuse me?
You've been bitching for how long now?
Okay, you realize that I'm...
Just the Frieza is the person on comms cracks me the fuck up.
like 16-2, right?
Your point?
You're 0-5, Frieza!
Well, that's because Spider-Man and Venom keep blowing my ass up.
Well, maybe you should switch!
Maybe you should try killing them.
I would, but I am busy killing 3 other people at the same time, Frieza!
Okay, Cell, just stop, please. You're doing too much.
Too much?
Yes, you're killing the vibes.
Frieza, there is $40,000 on the line. I literally live outside. I could use this money.
Unfortunately, I can't relate, Cell. You see, I'm not a filthy poor. I actually have a functional business and sponsors.
Oh, sorry. I'm not poor. I can't relate. That's so fucked up.
Okay, we need to adjust to their
This is Double
dive,
Artemis.
Frieza. You are getting clapped. It is not that hard.
Cell, just shut the fuck up. It's not that hard either.
Okay, can you at least get a kill?
I would, but your negativity is making my frames drop.
Okay, that's it.
Your negativity is making my frames drop.
As
Bro,
a
this
matter
is
of
so
fact,
perfect.
Cell, you're being toxic. It would be a shame if Zarbon dropped a Google Doc on
It'd be a shame if Zarbon dropped a Google Doc. She's not even playing. She doesn't even have a controller. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is perfect. I just had to share this with you because this has literally just gone so widespread. It's got to this point. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. So to add to this even more, guys, CC actually is back. That is right. CC came back to streaming. Scrubbing goes on to say the Kingsman Mean Girls are trying to go back to normal. CC ended up calling up and banning the other girls, Lucy, and blamed her for all this and talked on the drama. Obviously, you can see the screenshot of her coming back, which I gotta say, chat, is quite sad. You know, CC is kind of a larger streamer, right? But for her to have several thousand views after this is done is quite depressing, right? I mean, obviously there's gonna be hate watchers and stuff like that, but it feels like there's just absolutely no accountability. So anyway, let's go take a look at Scrubbing's video. He pulled some pretty decent stuff here, so
want to put all
let's take a listen.
One video, so that'll be in the part 2 of this one. But I'm gonna go and show you guys first and foremost, just whenever I've gone into any of these streams, just to even see if the vibe is cool, like, you know, to prove them wrong. I'd be open to change if they were cool. Every single time I was hit with a bunch of ads. Bro, what is this? Like, it's just 3-minute ads every.
They're running 3 minutes of ads so that way they can get as much revenue off of the hate watchers, right? But again, almost 3,000 viewers, chat.
2 seconds. What is this, bro? Well, come on. What on earth is this? And then here, this is where we
What's up,
actually have CC
Kitsu?
herself kind of touching on the drama, but as well, as we mentioned, also calling out the other girl involved, which is crazy. She was calling out Lucy and basically had to kick her off her own Discord. But there's a few things over here we're going to go and kind of mini react to.
Sorry, as long as you're basing your opinions on the real stuff, like the facts and stuff, that's fine. I have no problems with that.
Which actually, I'll be honest, kind of gives me a little respect. She's like, if you just, you know, based on what's you actually see, that's fine. As long
I don't know, that also kind of implies to me a little bit that she's like, yeah, so if you base it off the facts, you know, that's good, right? Which I feel like she's more implying like, oh, you're not looking at the real situation, even though we all have. So it kind of feels like, you know what I mean, chat? I don't
as long as
know.
you're not like making up stuff or whatever, which I think is good. But the part two though is, as we're gonna react to later on this video, there was apparently a whole another content creator who called her out and like try to cancel her as well in the mix of it. That was a few days ago. I just never had a chance to even see it myself. So this also might be worse. I saw like some racist stuff beforehand too. We made videos on this. Not trying to like cancel, but like geez, like geez, there was a lot.
There was a lot. We're still talking about this? No, we're not talking about it killing the most. We're definitely not talking about the Marvel Rivals situation. They'll follow up to it. Absolutely not. I don't know what you even mean about that.
There was like a lot of misinformation and lies. People were thinking I was Lucy and stuff. That's the kind of stuff I didn't like.
But she was saying, you know, there was some misinformation that's not fun to see, and I do agree on that.
I don't know what misinformation she's talking about.
I don't want to be misinformed over here, but a lot of the stuff that
yeah,
came
it
out
is.
were, like,
it is
screenshots, timestamped clips.
Yeah,
themselves,
what misinformation was there?
It's also very, very quiet. So sorry. She also said she was basing opinions off this. That's kind of why I'm like repeating it. You guys could also look in the chat on the right side. People are getting banned, bro. like leaving mean comments. Like, don't be mean to these people. You know, you don't have to be mean. We're maybe critiquing and holding them accountable. Yes, you don't have to be mean or like hate.
I mean, I do agree with him, right? You don't go in their chat and like, yeah, put out the misinformation exactly. Don't go to their chat and bother them, right? Like, that's ridiculous.
Watch their stream. I don't know. It is probably it is just be like, yeah, we know they're bad people. That's kind of why I'm like summarizing everything in like one last video. We don't have to like hate them for the next 5 months. We don't have to like have a daily Twitter post.
Yeah, I mean, like, guys, I can't imagine, like, even after my coverage of us talking about it, like, CC living in your head for more than 30 seconds, you know?
All these, you can move on, you can forgive but not forget type vibe, you know what I mean? Like, Kingsman probably is happy with his life right now. We don't have to hate on these girls forever.
Hi, Nick. How are you doing today? Long time
Or at
no
all. You
talk.
don't have to be mean.
Oh my god, I'm so cold. I think it was just a dry week for drama.
It was a very, very dry week for drama. I'm not joking, but it was also entertaining as all heck. So,
I mean, I'll be honest, it's kind of been quote unquote dry for drama for several weeks, but isn't that a good thing? Like, should we be celebrating that?
Everyone who subscribed and watched all this stuff, like, there's gonna be more drama throughout the years, but definitely is dry. Like I said, like my last video was talking about periods, bro. Like, it's kind of rough on the internet right now. For
yeah,
a
that's
gossip
true.
channel.
That's why it went really viral. I don't think I've ever seen something like that ever happen before, though. Like gaming drama that was that widespread.
That's the fun thing about gaming dramas. It does go pretty viral
That's true.
randomly all the time because there's so many gamers now. But this was really normie.
Okay, I need to handle business on this Iron Man.
Yeah, this like I told you guys, this went absolutely wild. And that's why I wanted to show you that really quick thing by Double Artemis. So even looking at your Mujin's video, right? It's right next to me. I mean, it came out 4 days ago and already has 2 million views. It was a very, very widespread thing.
I have no idea how Lucy's doing. Yeah, I did.
And right there, that's when she's like, I have no idea how Lucy's doing. That's kind of like the first time we kind of even saw her mention it, really. And I mean, she probably did it a few times in passing. I wasn't watching that much. But you can see, like, she's like, I got no idea. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what these girls are up to. It ramps up a little.
Well, which is crazy, right? Because that means that their relationship broke down, right? Between Lucy and Cece. Which I guess I'm going to say they're kind of more on the same side, if anything. So this is pretty crazy, right?
It's not the craziest drama known to man, but it was kind of like, well, yeah, we're not really probably maybe besties right now at this point. But kind of like, imagine, would you even want to be after dealing with all this with these people?
I don't even care.
So right about here is where she goes
Yeah,
and calls
exactly.
out Lucy
Like, it
for
was
her
clearly a
horrible comments on
one-sided thing, you
Israel.
know?
And I'm going to let you guys, I'm going to probably paraphrase it out for you guys because she is a little bit quiet, but here you guys go. This is kind of the first time I saw them even kind of calling out each other in the first place.
What's your thought? I thought that was fucked.
She goes and says, I thought that was but you kind of can't see in the chat. I'll scroll up to in a second over here in the video.
Astro. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, I
Because she said, add to Astra.
used to own a creator Discord.
And this is the comment right here saying, yeah, best friend saying the Israel comments. What was your thoughts on it? And that was really truly one of the highlights of this all.
Yeah, that was such a weird off-the-cuff thing that Lucy said with the Israel comment. That was so weird. I'm like, what? Why would you say
I have a
that?
genuine question. Like, seriously, answer this. Even if you support Kingsman, whatever, support Kingsman like it's fucking Israel. Anyways, whatever you have in your head, I have a genuine question. Ready?
Oh!
I'm saying, I have a genuine question. Like,
It was really not good. Like, that was very.
It was so weird, and then also on top of that as well, like when she went in later, she's like, "Oh, I meant like, oh, support Kingsman." I'm like, what? Like, this is so
very
weird.
insulting and like as politically charged too as well. And no matter what you kind of lean on sidewise on the political spectrum, it was just like a mean, rude comment to go and say over a Marvel Rivals tournament for someone trying to just win and you already being rude to him in the first place. You know what I mean? So this is what she was just responding to.
Yeah,
and
well,
she's
what
about
does
to
this have to
explain
do
that
with
she had a
Marvel
Discord
Rivals?
server that they were all
Exactly. Like,
included on as well.
can we not like?
And when it all happened, I was sleeping. I woke up
When it all happened, I was sleeping. I'm like I said, it's a little quiet.
and like I saw the clips and I was like, Lucy, what the hell is that?
I'm be honest, chat. You know my secret is just don't sleep. Nobody read a Google Doc on you if you just don't go to sleep ever, chat.
She said, I saw those clips. She's like, Lucy, what on earth are you doing?
And I was like, Lucy, bro.
She's like, Lucy, what? Like, bro, that's bad, which it was.
And I kicked
Yeah,
the
it was
server
bad.
because I'm like, what the heck is that? Yo, what's up, Uga?
And then she literally kicked the girl from the server itself. So it kind of seems like even the girls involved, Cece, is trying to go call out Lucy on this all. And there probably is like some blame all amongst themselves because I'm sure they were just kind of live reacting on their own. And they probably weren't super besties. Don't forget this was like a content creator tournament. So it was just probably like everyone all at once.
Well,
like,
they were
what
on that
earth is going
creator
on,
Discord
especially
as
with
well,
different
like
time
kind of
zones,
working with
etc.
each other. So
And this is where it got even more crazy too. Like it's just, there is literally petty drama in between it all as these girls are all just spamming ads right now as they have the little bump up over from the Marvel Rivals situation. And that's where a lot of people are like, oh my lord, it's just weird, you know? It's a weird vibe. Some people probably would have taken a
it's a weird vibe, but I did want to at least give you this follow-up that obviously she had a very strong disagreement with them. Seemed to be separating from Lucy as well. So, I mean, it's just drama all around between all of them, right, chat? Very, very crazy that it has boiled to this point. Hey, Laura, love your reaction videos. Saw your streaming and decided to stop by. Keep up the great work. Yo, thank you so much. What reaction videos do you like, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, we're covering some news. So, we're actually on Fridays, I cover non-VTuber news. So, we're kind of following up on the whole Marvel Rivals situation. So, very, very crazy. However, chat, I know what you're actually here for. And we're here to talk about Tectone. That's what we're here for, right, chat? So, everybody do me a favor. I'm just going to stand up and stretch really quick. Everybody type 1. And let's get and talk about this Tectone stuff because it's, yeah, it's heavy. It's quite heavy, okay? So, I want to remind all of you, PSA time.
Before we dive into today's
Please,
story,
guys.
this is a public PSA. Do not
Yes,
harass
Scum.
anyone. Do not be mean. We are here to discuss today's story in a very positive and informational way.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like the Markplier one. So, yeah, so this is going to be an absolute buckle your seatbelts kind of moment, guys. Sorry, my TTS died. I don't know why.
Lakery clears things up after accidentally exposing disturbing content on Notepad while on stream. I'm only into 2D
Oh, wait,
hentai
no,
content.
it works.
I don't
Yo,
watch,
let's go.
seek out, or download
Okay,
real world
TK, it's
3D
working now.
PN, and I do not engage with or
let's
support
go.
anything involving MMRs
It's playing
in
what I
any
queued
form.
up.
After the stream, the files
Yeah, it's
and
playing the
links that showed up were
Lucari
looked
stuff.
into. There is no illegal material in them. The problem was
Yeah,
how bad
thanks,
some of
Lucari.
the titles
Sure
looked
thing,
and
buddy.
the fact that I didn't shut things down
Yeah,
fast enough
sure
on
thing there,
stream.
Lucari.
Lakery clears things up after accidentally exposing disturbing content on Notepad while on stream. I'm only
no, it
into
just keeps
2D
going.
hentai content.
I can't
I
turn
don't
it off,
watch,
chat.
seek out,
I can't turn
or
it off.
download real world 3D PN, and I do not
It's gonna
engage
keep
with or support
going
anything
now.
involving MNRs
Quick,
in any
go
form.
to commercial.
After
Go
the
to
stream,
commercial,
the
chat.
files and links
Please.
that showed up were looked into.
Please, guys.
There is no illegal material in them. The problem was how bad some of the titles looked and the fact that I didn't shut things down fast enough on stream.
Shut up.
Pog. 1+99.
Oh, thank God. Okay, we're
Well,
good.
time to stop day drinking.
We are
Oh, we're
experiencing
good.
technical difficulties. Please stay tuned.
Are we all
Yeah,
clear?
don't
Okay, we're all clear. Great.
You didn't drink
All right,
your
hit the
milk.
red button.
No, not that button!
You're going to be suspended forever if you keep using that stupid excuse! Shut up! I don't have to drink it if I don't wanna!
Well, one of these days, I'm just gonna program that to actually never bring me back. Like, I'm just gonna disappear and actually never come back.
I am the stone that is approaching. Provoking,
Thank you, Bebo. I appreciate you stepping in to help me. Oh my god. So today, chat, or at least last week, on Sunday, we had talked about Tectone, and how allegedly a lot of stuff had come up about him going to court and losing against Pinky Chew. Well, chat, the court docs are here. Let's go take a look here. So, this penguin-looking dude, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Just Tilk, ended up sharing a lot of these documents here. So we are going to look at these, however. We do have a highlight here, which we will read up first. So it's going to tell us everything about this document, and we're going to go look at it by ourselves. So
the official protective order was filed with Travis County today, as well as Tectone's affidavit confirming he knows he can no longer possess firearms.
That's
Here
pretty
are
crazy.
the highlights from the documents.
And it's pretty heavy, right, chat? So let's continue to read here is what Travis County actually said Tectone had to upkeep or do, all that kind of stuff, right?
The court finds there are reasonable grounds to believe Tectone both sexually assaulted and stalked Pink. The court believes it is likely the stalking would persist if he is not legally barred from it. The protective order persists until January 23, 2036.
Very, very heavy,
Tectone
chat.
will pay $15,000 in Pink's lawyer's fees. Tectone cannot share any photos/videos of Pink with anyone. Tectone cannot communicate with Pink directly or indirectly except through her lawyer. Tectone cannot engage in any conduct that is reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass Pink directly. Tectone cannot go within 200 yards of Pinkiku or her residence or her place of work. Tectone cannot possess or receive firearms.
So again, chat, this was the first part of this proceeding, right? Obviously, there wasn't like this giant investigation or anything like that. This was just the first part of the court proceedings, right? So the finding in orders after considering the application, evidence, and arguments of the parties. If any, the court finds there are reasonable grounds to believe that the respondent committed one or more of the following offenses. SA. It's right there, chat. Stalking. It's X. This is what the court found that, Tectone did, right? Conditions in terms of order. Not communicating in any manner with a person protected by this order in any manner whatsoever, including through phone calls, emails, text messages, and any kinds of social media, or any kind of communication through third parties. I relinquish any firearms in respondent's possession by Monday, February 2nd, to law enforcement and provide receipts of relinquishment to Michelle L. Locke no later than 5 p.m. on January 26th. If respondent does not possess any or own any firearms, as testified by respondent shall provide a sworn affidavit indicating such to Michelle L. Locke by Monday, February 2nd. So he literally has to hand over all his firearms to a law enforcement officer, chat. Not disseminate, reproduce, or share any kind of photogenic video, electronic, or digital media that is a recording of the applicant or displays an image of applicant, which again is Pinky Chew, right? Stalking protective order. In lieu of finding that family violence occurred, the court finds that probable cause exists to believe the respondent committed an offense under section blah 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 penal code, stalking, and the nature of the scheme or course of conduct engaged in by respondent in committing the offense indicates the respondent is likely to, or something here, the future to engage in conduct. I think it says likely to the future to engage in conduct prohibited by this section. Therefore, the court grants the application its protective order against respondents. So Pinky gets a protective order against them. And again, I understand John Robertson, that is obviously Tectone, right, is prohibited from possessing or receiving firearms under federal law. I, John Robertson, do not have any firearms or ammunition in my possession in my residence. I, John Robertson, acknowledge that my firearms may not be owned by, loaned to, rented by, or borrowed by me. I, John Robertson, also understand that actual constructive possession and a receipt of a firearm by a prohibited person is punishable by a term of imprisonment of 5 to 10 years and by a fine of not more than $250,000, chat. I swear under the penalty of perjury that all the information is true. So I want to remind you, right? This is the court. The court found that it's likely he committed SA, right? This is the first wave of them going up, sharing their stories, sharing what they have, and this is what the court came up with, right? There is not the full-on like jury investigation type stuff. This is a judge deciding what the outcome is, right? So this is just one judge listening, taking in all the stuff, asking questions, and going, you know what? This is what I think happened. This is what I'm going to lay down for the law, right? So, you have to bring a lot of proof to get an order like that in Texas, I heard. But I do want to give you a little bit of information I know. Obviously, you guys know we're in Texas. Aya works in stuff related to crime. She has worked a little bit with Travis County as well. But I do know a little bit about Travis County through her. So I can tell you just a little bit of information I've heard. Again, this isn't like to sway one way or the other. It's just things that I've heard, right? But we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, it's a absolutely horrible look, right? Absolutely horrible look. So Tectone goes on to say, guys, real quick, let me correct some shit I see being said about me. I wasn't convicted of a crime. I wasn't involved in a criminal proceeding, which is important to note. No, I'm not going to jail or facing any criminal punishment. Guys, this was a civil hearing with a significantly lower standard of proof rather than a criminal proceeding. Give me a bit. I got to finish up a couple more things, and we'll talk after. Appreciate you. So we can chat. This is true, right? There is a significantly lower standard of proof. But again, he was served this by this judge, and he has to deal with this now unless he wants to, I guess, fight against it, whatever type of, proceedings he would need to do that would be on him and obviously the legal system, right? So one thing that's really important here, though, is Mugen actually comes up with a statement cutting all ties with Tectone.
Cutting all ties with Tectone. I've known about everything even before it was a lawsuit, as far back as Q4 2024. What he did to the victim was incredibly disturbing and unforgivable. Any reasonable human being with the slightest hint of morals would feel sick to their stomach when they heard the full details.
I mean, hearing what happened to Pinky is horrible, right? And for Mugen to come in here and be like, I knew about some things. This is why I didn't speak out. He is going to address that, right? I mean, this is just
over the
insane.
Last year plus, Tectone has attempted to rebrand himself as a patriotic American who deeply cares about God, country, and family. Grifting himself into an entirely new friend group, all while deliberately targeting a new breed of followers who defend him no matter what.
I will actually give you more proof to back
he made
this
sure of this
right
by
here.
constantly training and preparing them to hear bad things about him, twisting reality into a fanfiction about how people were only after him due to his political beliefs, even though he was innocent and just wanted to be left alone.
Yeah,
Anytime someone would bring up what the victim said about
chat.
him, he'd say that he had lawyers going after her, that it was only a matter of time before the court would prove his innocence, and that an OnLIF NSWH should never be believed. Mind you, he was the one who encouraged her to make an account there in the first place.
Remember us talking about this, chat?
And he would often gloat about it to other gacha content creators.
I think also he doesn't understand the difference between actual sexual activity versus sexual imagery as well. Because he would be like, oh yeah, everybody that does OnlyFans is this, right? Well, obviously that's not true, right? But he fails to actually understand how sexual imagery is different from the definition of this. So he already was kind of fucked himself right there, right? Yeah, huge clip that I talked about that I was done with him at that point. That really pissed me off.
Well, Tectone, the final court hearing lasted for 7 hours, and throughout it all, even after having spent an obscene amount of money hiring an ex-judge that had been appointed by the governor of Texas himself, as well as 4 other extra attorneys assisting him, you managed to catastrophically lose to one woman who simply hired one lawyer, in a case where the odds were heavily in your favor.
Yeah, it really sounds like you fucked up, dude, really bad. Really bad.
Listen carefully when I say this. I know women who have tried and failed to get restraining orders against stalkers that endangered their lives daily, all while presenting substantial evidence. You know what's
I think
crazy
so,
though?
Mask. I think it's a
This
tough
was not
ask
even a
to get.
restraining order, this was its upgraded version used for exceptional cases, a protective order made on the basis of S***sexual assault.
And that's why it's such a big
It's
deal.
something that's extremely hard to prove, and the fact that the judge gave him a whopping 10 years is unprecedented, it's usually 2 years. It truly shows how much of a danger he was considered in regards to her safety, but of course he'll choose to downplay this as some sort of left vs right political martyrdom, as if he's Johnny Depp and she's Amber Heard.
Which he has done in the past, by the way, chat. But let that be known as well. I'm gonna share with you some extra stuff about Tectone that just really solidifies a lot of things in my
The
mind.
official court order is
If
now
they weren't
finally
already for
public.
you.
You can see the main details and verdict in the tweet I quoted down below. Transcript will follow very soon, but I will not mention or share it, as it most likely contains some extremely personal details for both parties involved, medical records being one of them.
And I want to make this clear, chat, because there are transcripts of very private
What
information in it,
concerns
right?
me is who is his next target to try to condition. Another VTuber? I'm concerned.
Well, Toast, today I
hope
have to
he gets
share
help.
a story with you about a VTuber that he heavily affected. And we're going to read her document. But this is the reason why I won't go through the actual transcript, chat, because there is some pretty private stuff. I know they're saying Travis County is biased and favors women and will favor them lying. It's crazy. So, Liz, what I will tell you, based on what at least E has told me working with Travis County, apparently Travis County, from what she has been, at least her experience, right, is they're very heavy when it comes to their, I'm trying to think of the right words here. They're very heavy when it comes to their actual, like, punishments, right? So whatever the punishment is, it's always normally pretty heavy, allegedly in Travis County. So as far as what you said, I don't think that's actually a thing. But at least from her personal experience, Travis County really likes to bring the hammer down on people if they feel like they fucked up. So this right here is not that surprising to me, knowing that there was 10 years, right? So there you go. So anyway, let's continue to hear what Muchin had to say. And a lot of people are like, why didn't you speak out earlier, right? Well, he does address that.
Let it be known that from this point onwards, anyone still caught defending Tectone is purposefully ignoring facts for what most likely is a desperate and pathetic attempt at gaining favor or clout. As for me, I'm sure you might be wondering, why did I choose to only speak
as soon as he
now?
said that, I'm like, Muchin, why didn't you say anything, dude?
It simply wasn't my place to do so. But more importantly, protective order court cases are infamously difficult for the victim, especially in the state of Texas. Saying or even hinting about anything could have very easily endangered the entire case.
And
her.
this is actually very true, because I was like, wait, Muchin, why didn't you say anything about that? That's absolutely true, right? Saying or hinting about it could easily endanger the case. Makes sense, right? So even though he knew about it, right, I feel like that is enough of a reason to be like, okay, yeah, you know, I see why you didn't say anything, but obviously that sucks to have to hold on to the information for very long, but now he's able to speak out about it, so.
Furthermore, seeing that Tectone is most likely a psychopath, who also happens to be a schizophrenic, who doesn't take medication, and had a sizable gun collection,
actually?
I couldn't even pretend to completely cut ties with him. The victim was in constant daily fear for her safety, and I wasn't about to make it worse by having him become even more paranoid, especially since he constantly threatened to leak videos taken of her without her consent if she dared to speak out against him.
And this is also another thing as well. I think it was accused in a case catcher, which again, we're not going to read those transcripts, chat, because, you know, there is a lot of private stuff in there. I know there are other creators that have done that, and they have fallen under criticism, which we are going to talk about.
And finally, to really put salt in the wound to any of the same tired excuses that will undoubtedly keep coming out to defend him, no, the victim did not do this for clout. Seeing that she has way more followers than Tectone, she also most definitely did not do this for the money.
Yeah, no,
seeing that she
Pinky
makes
is
significantly
perfectly fine
more than him too,
financially, you know?
something that really pisses him off.
Yeah, she is doing absolutely awesome financially. I'm sure she's a very wonderful, successful creator.
This was simply done because the guy couldn't stop mentioning and slandering her every single time he went live, Seriously, and because she had a genuine fear for her safety. You know what? I'd say that's warranted, given that after losing the case, he'd go as far as leaking private court documents to his Discord moderator, who then leaked them to the public through his Discord server, which in turn doxed her current residential address to God knows how many people.
I didn't know
Very
this actually
classy.
happened here. Again, leaking, this information with their residential address is absolutely insane behavior. So that already is extremely, extremely damning, right? So, yeah, good luck with your appeal, man. Like,
Nice job, man. Good luck with your appeal. In the end though, I hope that the victim can finally live her life free of this very sick man's clutches. I also hope that the law
I don't know,
eventually
Weeby.
catches
We'll have to
up
put
with
it up
all
on the
those who
shelf.
deserve it.
I don't know.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Yeah, like, I don't know if that's actually true, right? So, there's also a PS here as well. So I think Mugen had a good reason not to, say anything like in a public manner. Obviously, he can maybe, share things behind closed doors, but yeah, it's true. Like, you could fuck up a court case, right? And even then, you probably don't want to say anything behind closed doors.
P.S. I also need to mention that your politics mean less to me than the dirt under my shoe. I am not an American citizen, I don't hold a green card, and I don't even have a US tourist visa. I don't have a political horse in this race because your country means absolutely nothing to me, so don't even try to twist it that way. And fun fact, you can dislike Hassan, Mizkif, and Tectone at the same time.
She really, really is.
This isn't a football match. Stop being tribal like a Neanderthal and make your own decisions instead.
So again, after considering application, evidence, the finding and orders, and arguments of the parties, if any of the court finds that there are reasonable grounds to believe the respondent committed one or more of the following offenses, and of course, those are the ones that we showed you. So, Mugen absolutely dropping a huge, huge nuclear bomb on top of Tectone right here, chat. Well, unfortunately, last night, Legal Mindset decided to cover the entire situation, and allegedly, I haven't watched his coverage of that, right? But allegedly, during his live stuff, he accidentally, whatever, right? He leaked private information of Pinky Chews while he covered these unredacted documents.
Because I'm not a scumbag piece of shit that's going to go through something that will dox her like that. I will, not have that happen. So he should be banned from YouTube. Report fake lawyer now. I mean, that's crazy that he's just doxing two people that went through abuse and sexual assault.
So this relates to Legal Mindset, okay? So Legal Mindset went live with the uncensored documents and was just putting her full name and I believe address out there.
So again, I don't know if it was an accident, whatever it was, but I feel like that's a dangerous thing to do, right? Obviously, that's a horribly dangerous thing to do. And he's a lawyer, right? You have a responsibility to protect people and not do that. This has gotten to the point where Pikachu calls him out. This is the lawyer Legal Mindset posted unredacted leaked documents that were meant to be sealed live to thousands of people to dox me, putting my family in danger. I mean, that's nuts. That's nuts, chat. I was going to stay quiet and work through it with authorities, but he is in Thailand. It's discussing how someone would recklessly review documents that say unofficial on them because they aren't for the public and read them with disregard to anybody's safety. Not sure if I can, but I'm told the county is doing an investigation on the matter. Thank you to the streamers that did take the time to redact that information. You're not sure it at all. That'd be a long process for me to move on, but maybe it's a new chapter for me. I mean, that's really, really bad, guys. Really, really bad. Now, again, I have not seen that stuff directly. I gotta say, I've not watched Legal Mindset stuff where he did this. So again, this is going on Pinky Chew saying this. I have not seen it myself. Obviously, I'm not gonna sit there and try to watch it with you live on stream, right? Because we don't want to do that. But what I will show you all is at least Legal Mindset's fast facts of this situation. Now, I'm going to be honest, chat. I know he says that he's going to try to not be biased, but this is the stream, by the way. I did watch as much of it as I could. we're gonna watch this, but I gotta tell you guys, I'm very disappointed in this because it feels very biased. He says he doesn't want to be biased, but he feels very biased. So I want you to watch it with me. Tell me what you think about it. But I gotta say, guys, I'm already gonna let you know I think this one is not very good coverage of this situation. So here we go.
The Tectone files. Today we get into a drop of documents regarding Tectone and his ongoing legal saga with his former ex. We're going to get that today on the Legal Mindset, where we teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney living over here in Asia. And this is a fast facts, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. So let's jump right into the Tectone files.
This is disappointing for me because I'll be honest, since I've engaged with Legal Mindset, right? This is the first time I've looked at his stuff and been like, dude, you're clearly biased. You know what I mean? Like, the stuff he presents really frames it that way. And it's really sad because I always like to look at him for like an actual voice of legal matters, right? And sadly, I'm like, dude, what the heck?
And once
you know what
again,
I mean?
this is regarding streamer Tectone, who is today our defendant in this case, the Eggman. Now, to be a real quick disclosure of
yeah, exactly. He was so helpful during the VShojo stuff. We reviewed all of his stuff and his coverage of that. You know what I mean? Like, and this one for me, I'm just like, dude, no, dude, it's very clear that Tectone fucked up here with I mean, a judge is not going to make that call for no reason, right? Like, you're supposed. I know that. Yes, there are flaws in the court and judicial system. I get that, guys, but looking at what happened here, it looks pretty clear cut. You know what I mean?
Of course, I do know Tectone. He's an individual I'm familiar with, so you could say I have a bias towards Tectone. But that being said, I'm going to try to do this as neutrally as possible and present both sides of the argument. Because remember, there are always two sides of the argument, and particularly in this post-debt Me Too era, we have to consider all of the factors before we just go out and cancel someone.
I mean, that is fair, right? We do have to consider everything, but I think looking at how he has carried himself, how he has been accused of things in the past. Now we have this actual like court proceeding. I think it's pretty clear cut, guys. I don't know about you. I mean, I'm also going to talk to you guys about some other stuff that people have come out with that we need to discuss. They even give more of the story to the things that he's done
for these allegations. And then we've got the plaintiff Pikachu, who is a streamer here, and we're going to be getting into their relationship. The important thing to notice being the defendant, Tectone and Pikachu, is they dated, right? So these are exes. They had a relationship that is now over. And then you have filings and accusations coming from this, mainly from a drop by Miskiff, who is clearly trying to put information out there that leads people away from his own case at this point.
I do agree with that. Miskiff obviously has his own problems. He's the last person to be talking about this situation, right, Chad? So I will at least agree with legal here. Miskiff needs to just shut the fuck up.
Seems to be his general legal strategy. So let's get into this. This is Pikachu versus Tectone over abuse allegations, both emotional and sexual in nature. There were filings both in the civil context and the criminal context. Now, the civil context that was taken all the way to a conclusion, but the criminal context, mind you, was a police report which was dropped. So that is very, very critical here that there are no criminal conclusions regarding Tectone, and that's something that needs to be very, very much reinforced throughout all of this. Now,
I think it's a fair point, right? He was not actually charged criminally. This is a judge, deciding this. But like I told you guys, with Aya's history working with, law enforcement, and his work briefly with Travis County, right? The one thing that she said, she's like, I'm not surprised that this happened because Travis County is known for being like, when they swing the hammer, they swing it down, dude. Like they are heavy enforcers. So when they give you a punishment, they don't fuck around with it. So I'm not surprised.
Now, Tectone did deny the allegations of Pikachu, including
like Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer. Hell yeah, brother.
Her of defamation and in filing counter evidence. But Tectone ultimately lost his civil suit and was ruled liable for SA, even despite the fact that the criminal case was dropped by police. And this had consequences for Tectone because Mythic, the talent agency, which is also my talent agency, dropped him over.
Yeah, 100% Stambo. And nice to see you, by the way. I know you just came in. That's something I mentioned at the beginning before the video, is it seems very like this coverage is very biased coming from legal. And I want to say that's very disappointing because the stuff he's going to mention that he's going to feed in here really seems to pull away from that fact. Yes, we're not supposed to immediately be like, oh, judge, right? But I think you can look at the surrounding evidence and things that are going on. And it's very, very clear, right? Also, at the same time, like, yes, we need to acknowledge it's not a, criminal proceeding, but this wasn't just handed out for no reason, right? So, but you're going to see what this stuff he hands out, the stuff he presents here in this video, again, I feel like is very biased.
Now, to be very clear about this,
yeah,
once
Travis
again,
kind of does not mess
I
around.
made it very clear with them that I would be covering issues regardless of how things look. And with Mythic, they have a right, and I can say this based on
you're
my
doing
own
good. You're
contract, to
fine,
drop
Stambo.
you
No
based
worries.
on brand appearance, etc.
Yeah, very much
And many
acknowledged in this
advertisers
video.
are gun shy, so even if the allegations are just allegations, they can drop you. Think about Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was dropped by Disney, dropped by other advertisers, simply because of allegations that were not yet proven in court. So this is something that Mythic dropping him doesn't make him per se guilty of anything at this point. Another person, by the way, that's involved in this, and we're going to get into this, is Free.
Well, I mean, I think it's unfair to say that he's not guilty because the judge found him guilty. So, like, he is guilty right now. Like, you can't say, like, well, he's not guilty. Like, no, he actually is.
Who is a former marriage partner of Tectone. So while she's not necessarily a plaintiff, Freem's information is very much relevant to this analysis. So let's get into the
Sorry, yeah, you're right. He found him. Sorry, let me go back to the stuff it said here, right? Because this is important. After considered application, evidence, and arguments, if any, the court finds that these are reasonable grounds to believe the respondent committed one or the following offenses. Sorry, so let me make that very clear, right, by reading this again. After considering, the court has found that there are reasonable grounds to believe the respondent committed one of those. So let me make sure I'm very clear with my words, because I don't want to misinform anybody, right?
kind of some background here before we get into a word. But actually, before we do that, let's get into a word from today's video sponsor. And now a word from today's sponsor. To get keep are ones that are fast, they're easy to finish, and very quick. Ever on this address, pizza delivery in the back, key for the internet. So lazy. This is the easiest pin, and the pin is actually, despite what people say, it wasn't Disney, it wasn't Doki, it wasn't anything else that really blew me up.
Well, one thing I want to say about this case is it's kind of like it's not the same thing, right? Like I get what he's trying to say, like as far as like not everything is as it seems, but I don't feel like this is a fair comparison looking at this compared to Pinky and Tectone, right? So I don't know about this. They're like apples to oranges, you know?
It was Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp and covering this case. And in this case, BlawTube really blew up because we started covering this neutrally, whereas the whole world in that Me Too era was pro Amber Heard, was pro saying believe all women, believe what she says.
And I feel like it's disingenuous to already start talking about Me Too. Like, again, dude, why are we just not looking at what's going on instead of like bringing in this separate type of example to shift the goalposts a little bit? You know, like I think this is very skewed coverage.
And it turns out that Johnny Depp was indeed wronged here and he was vindicated in court. And so when I analyze the Tectone case, I look at this as we are in a post-Depp world. We need to live in a world where we don't believe my dog stepped on a bee and we don't believe any tall tale that came out of what Amber Heard's mouth or anybody else says, because we've seen cases out there in the U.S. that I've covered on this channel, like Trevor Bauer, like the Khan case at Princeton.
Yeah, so like Me Too has nothing to do with this.
Destroyed. Their careers are just absolutely wrecked based on pure allegation.
Again, that's what I'm saying. It's like apples to oranges. Like Me Too has nothing to do with this. Like it's a fucking judge. Sorry, the court and that one particular judge found it a reasonable grounds to believe the respondent committed these acts. He's been found reasonably guilty of that, right?
So let's get into what happened. So all the evidence I'm treating at a higher degree if it's been filed with the court, not just online. But a lot of this stuff that's been filed, that's online, was indeed filed with the court. And
yeah, I mean, I know he says he's biased, but like, even if you're biased, are you not supposed to try and present it in the most non-biased way possible? I mean, I've said that before too, like, even like with Hydra the other day, I'm like, Hydra, you know, I know Hydra, right? So obviously I'm going to be a little biased if I cover this, but I still try to give it to you as non-biased as possible, right? Like, It's your job when you're going to present something like this, right?
Every individual case has to be evaluated for its impact. So what does a civil case mean? Well, what that means is there's a standard of proof that's lower. It's preponderance of the evidence, 51%, you could say, instead of reasonable beyond a reasonable doubt, which is 99.9% of the time, and such, or up in the upper percentages of happen.
Yeah, like I said, this is my first time I watch legal. I'm really just like, nah, dude, no, come on.
But Tectone hasn't been convicted of anything criminal. So for all those out there, and I'm looking at you, all the pikers of the world and everybody else,
yeah, Hydra did not deserve the issues she
calling
went through.
him the R word,
That was
and I
messed
can't
up.
say that because of YouTube, is not actually okay. He hasn't been
I hope you'll support Hydra after all that BS she had to go through with our culture that was messed up.
convicted. That is still defamatory to label him as a criminal when he is indeed not been convicted criminally. So one thing, looking at the background here, once
Yeah,
again,
hell yeah,
part one,
Kazana.
just looking at the background, Travis County in Texas has a huge pro-female bias in terms of outcomes. Women.
Okay, so this is where I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, again, I know this is only my very small example of working with Travis County through her work a couple times, right? And again, she does a lot. She is a DNA analyst. You know, she sometimes has to go to court, stuff like that as well. She has worked with Travis County in the past. The only thing that she has ever said, as far as like, again, this is just my very narrow viewpoint, right? Our experience, right? Is that Travis County is very harsh with their punishments, right? They bring down the hammer. Where is this coming from? Like, is there proof? That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Men who file tend to give very, very, very favorable outcomes in Texas in Travis County. And there's a potential activist judge who had a DV bias, who had a history of that did not recuse himself in this case. Super relevant. Also, a jury pool that's biased towards the plaintiff with a skewed heavy female bias.
It really feels like we're trying to sway one way with this, you know?
Everybody in the courtroom being female, that can tend to bias things when it comes to these outcomes. The other thing, which is different from the Miss Kiff situation, is we haven't seen abusive communications. In fact,
like, I do get this sometimes. Like, if you're a lawyer, right? And you want you're trying to work on a case, right? And you have to understand these types of things, right? But there's also a time when you're a lawyer or even a creator, right? Let's just say creator, not a lawyer. If you're a creator, right, or a person in general, and you look at a situation, you go, that doesn't matter because look at everything else surrounding it, right? You know what I mean? Like, all of the other proof that surrounds it, this just doesn't matter. This is irrelevant. So why are you bringing it up? You know what I mean? Like, I guess Kono would be the person to ask. Where I'm sure Kono is a lawyer, right? And he's like, hey, you know, these are things we have to think about in court, right? But when the other evidence is so strong and out there, this doesn't matter. Like, what? So why are you bringing it up? Again, I just feel like legal mindset's really trying to sway one way and push your thoughts one way, which is like, dude, come on. And trust me, we get that, right, Walk? We understand that accusations do not prove guilt, right? We get that, right? And there is a 1% of 1% of our mind we do need to withhold because, again, these are accusations that, you know, are not a criminal charge. But there is also, you know, again, reasonable grounds to believe the respondent committed one of these offenses. So that's a very strong indicator, right? So, oh, got you. Okay, I misunderstood.
All the communications I reviewed show Tectone as a reasonable, kind guy. He approached Pikachu as a friend, not even as a person trying to slide into the DMs, which, number one, is not a crime. But number two, that wasn't how he approached it. He approached this very innocently after he was betrayed in a relationship, which Freem cheated on him with somebody who was working at.
Why does that matter? Why are we talking about Freem? What does this have to do with anything?
Company, so a work partner, right? So after he was cheated on,
and is that even true? Like, what? That's irrelevant.
He ends up engaging in this relationship, which once again,
like, is that
not
even
smart
true?
To rebound, not smart to work with somebody, or engage with somebody who's perhaps a streamer right afterwards. Dating streamers always not good, right? Two streamers dating always not good. But we haven't seen.
Yeah, it just feels like, again, because there's like that 1% where, oh, it hasn't actually been criminally charged. It feels like we're really pushing that 1% of, well, he might be innocent, right? Like, look at everything going on, right? look at the entire picture, I don't think that you're gonna look at Tectone
Man
and
of
be like,
weapons
yeah,
and
you
a
know, he's
10-year
innocent,
restraining
right?
order? Something must be up with him.
Exactly.
Courts,
If there's not
judges,
some damning
don't
evidence, they're
hand
not
down
gonna
heavy
do that.
sentences without seeing damning evidence.
But, you know, because he's saying, oh, well, there's reasonable grounds to believe, he's like, well, it's probably not, right? But I think that's a stretch, right? I think it's your job to, not even as a lawyer, but as a person, look at everything presented to you and make a call based on that, right?
Abusive communications. In fact, when I reviewed,
Yeah,
the
I know Freeman
communications,
Tech were
they
married,
looked
right?
much
But
more supportive. And by the way, I'm very, very, very cognizant as someone who struggles with depression myself. This is something I'm very, very sympathetic to for both parts, right? Because Tectone has his own mental health stuff, and
yep,
Pikachu
you're
has
right,
her own mental
Noctis.
stuff.
You're
But
right.
when I read this communications between the two, it doesn't seem like this is abusive. So Pikachu says right here,
it's from April 2023. What do you mean it's not abusive? That's ancient history, dude. Why did you bring this up?
I have something called PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, that I'm being treated for. So I'm in a lot of physical pain and my emotions are really bad. Like just feeling so depressed, I don't even want to. So on stream today, it was really, really rough.
Exactly, Stan. But why did he not just go, hey, guess what? So here are the things that are like, here's what I see. I mean, here's the way if I was the lawyer on the defense, how I would argue against it, right? Like, that would be so much better. Dude, honestly, you know what we need? We need Kono. Yeah, Kono, where are you? Kono, I'm summoning you. Yeah, we need Kono, honestly.
Be tough through it all, but it's not easy when it feels like the end of the world. So please be patient with me. The doctor said it could be 6 months for treatment to fully work, but in the meantime, it's awful managing the mood swings and pain. And I understand this. I understand this completely. And so
yeah,
I'm
again, it's
sympathetic
disingenuous
to this, and
at
I
this
understand
point.
that there may be some other things going in there with BPD.
This has
or
nothing to
bipolar
do with the
disorder, something I'm very
situation.
familiar with, and I get that. I completely get that. She says, "Thank you to everyone for being so kind to me while I deal with this. I'm sorry for crying on stream. Well, I did that today. Sometimes it's harder holding it in, but I'm hoping by summer it's going to go a lot better to hang in there. It's tough. I get it. It's tough." And what does Tectone say? He says, "I will never understand how much this must hurt you, but proud you're fighting through it." And this is not the language I would see of an abusive partner, someone who's hurting or someone who's out there to get somebody, but someone who really genuinely wants to help and genuinely cares.
Because Tectone said one nice message, she's a caring person. then why did he they find that there's reasonable grounds that he committed sexual assault and stalking? Like, come on, that argument falls apart so easily. Nah, dude, nah.
So Pikachu's filings regarding Freem are contradictory. She had filings regarding Freem to get her information taken down.
Did she actually? I don't know about this part, and this was the part I'm going to ask y'all about, because I was just like, I don't know what this is.
Freem called her a house wrecker, called her all sorts of things, filmed her.
Yeah, exactly. You can still be an abuser, but say something nice. You know what I mean? Like,
her consent, engaging.
Abusers
in
can
sexual
genuinely
activities
care
with
about
other
their partners.
Oh, absolutely.
Bro,
Absolutely.
that doesn't mean they're not abusive.
Absolutely.
Tectone. Once again, several civil and potentially criminal violations regarding
Oh, that was
Pikachu
when
and
he got
Tectone
accused
that
of
were
doxing
committed by
from Gotcha.
Freem, and Pikachu filed to stop those, which is, to me, contradictory. And it seems like this may be a case
But
of
that's wouldn't that be like long ago, or was that like new?
what you call
Was
buyer's
that, did that go hand
remorse
in hand with
dating,
Tectones?
where you go back and you say, okay, well, now that I'm out of this, this is a situation where it was buyer's remorse. I regret things I did, or I regret stuff I did, even though it was consensual at the time. And unfortunately, as I got to report to you guys, the U.S. legal system weaponizes this. It allows people to go back, regret things, and then go get protective orders, go make claims in the future, when all of this should be dealt with privately. So
Okay, so I will say, chat, that unfortunately this does happen. I obviously we want to believe victims, right? But this does
Men have
happen.
a way of using charm to get in the
unfortunate
inner
that it does
circle of
happen,
women, obviously.
but it does happen.
Public and private matters are very separate.
Yep.
Including how a couple presents themselves when stress comes into the mix.
But what I want to say is, look at all of the surrounding, evidence, other people's experiences, etc. This is not going to be the case, right? But I think framing it, saying that, oh, well, this is Pinky and this is like why, I think it's just it's insincere.
Regret things and then go get protective orders, go make claims in the future when all of this should be dealt with privately. So my judgment at this moment, having reviewed the documents that are out there, is to withhold judgment for the moment pending release of further documentation evidence. We may have stuff that eventually gets unsealed or more communications that come out, more than just what Miss Kiff is trying to put out to paint some sort of narrative. In a post-dep world, we all need to account for all the evidence taken as a whole.
I feel like he's considering, like, obviously he's a lawyer, right? So he's considering it maybe in like a lawyer fashion. But I think he also failed to look at like extenuating evidence. Like there's stuff out there that you can read between the lines and look at other people's experiences as well. So I'm just like, I think his whole like argument is kind of like, oh, post-step world, like we need to be like, oh, well, they're just trying to cancel him. Like, I don't think running defense is the call here at all, because look at what's going on. Look at how this court found him, right? I don't see how you can look at this and be like, yo, let's run defense for Tectone. Like, it's not there, dude.
Before concluding somebody is ripe for cancellation, right? Miss Kiff releasing these documents clearly does just to take pressure off his case, which contains evidence of abusive communications. Now, I'm not saying Miss Kiff is guilty yet.
I don't think that's the case, Darth. Maybe I'm wrong.
He's going to have his day in court. But if all he's got is throwing a plushie, that's not going to do enough to get away from all the accusations.
I mean, this is actually entirely true. Miss Kiff is trying to take the pressure off him.
And first and foremost, I also think the intimate part of the relationship.
You don't understand. She must have thrown plus highs at him or something.
And you know what? Maybe we shouldn't be dragging this out to the court of public opinion. And
here's the thing, though, right, chap? Intimate partner relations are very personal. If somebody films you without consent and stalks you, it's no longer an issue that can stay private, right? It's got to become something bigger, and that is what is going on right here. So I feel like, let me ask you all, because I told you at the beginning, I felt like the video was biased. Do you feel like the video was biased, yes or no? I just feel like it's disingenuous, you know? I really do, and that sucks, because I've loved Legal Mindsets coverage in the past and stuff, and I'm just like, I mean, maybe he presented it wrong, and he should have been like, hey, like this, or this would be my arguments, but yeah, it just came up biased, dude. That sucks. So what I want to show you of out of this, right, chat? Obviously, Legal covered this. Asmund Gold had a little bit to say about it as well. So obviously, Asmund very close, or formerly close with Tectone. Let's listen to what he had to say as well.
Crazy Slick, yeah, it's just there's so many people. I wasn't really close with them, right? But like, yeah. I just think streaming is just, it's so toxic, man. It's so fucking toxic.
Yep, sure is.
Tectone's a civil case. I don't want to, like, because I'm being, it's complicated. I will comment on it and I want to talk about it, but it's just based on a lawsuit that I'm in right now. I don't want to make any comments on it. Just.
Yeah, Stambo, I'm going to reach out to one of our friends that's a lawyer. His name is Kono. He's actually a streamer. He talks about stuff on stream just like this all the time. So I would like to get his thoughts. Because, again, being like, oh yeah, like, reasonable grounds, right? Reasonable grounds to believe the respondent committed one or more of the following offenses. I mean, like, obviously, I don't know what that means as far as specifics. So Kono can give that to us, and I'll definitely follow up with you when I hear a little bit more.
Just for the sole reason of because of that lawsuit. If it wasn't for that, I would have talked about it a lot.
So Asmund is going through his own lawsuit at the time right now, so he's not really willing to comment on too much of it, right?
I have opinions on this, but I'm waiting for that to be finished. I apologize, but there it is. Sad the wrong people get put in such desirable positions. No, the fact is that what happened with the streaming community happens in real life constantly. It does. This is a very regular and very repeated.
I have no idea, John.
Thing that happens in real life all the time. Like, there's always people that get involved with like weird sexual stuff, or they get involved with weird like other bullshit. Not as much. I actually disagree with you. I think that inside of like friend groups that I've been a part of, there have been a lot. Maybe all of my friends are just problem boys, right? Because I have tons of friends that have like felonies and they've been in jail and everything, and so I guess for me, it's not that big of a surprise. I don't really, I get along with a lot of people, and because of that, I think that, you know, there are people that are problematic that, you know, they get along with me, and also, like, I'm kind of an asshole too, so it's like, you know, a lot of...
I think yours Bison is from legal, but I don't think he has done as I don't think he has done as he did have a stream going over to. No, I don't think he's done or anything. I just want to point out that video had bias, right? And yes, he did go through the transcripts, but of course, those transcripts also create a problem because, again, he's posting unredacted documents. They're meant to be sealed live to 1,000 people that dox Pinky and her family, right? So that's also a problem as well. So, yes, while he did do that, and that's his thoughts on it, he also did that irresponsibly as well.
A lot of my friends have, like, problems, or there's something, you know, there's some issue with them, because I'm also kind of a problem boy too, right? So... But in general, like, this is, like, I don't really care or want to have anything to do with other people's drama. I just don't give a shit about it. Like, I don't want to talk about it.
He's in Thailand, Stambo, so I have no idea.
You know, or anything else.
It might be different. And again, like, at the end of the day, chat, all we can do is look at what's going on in court and read it and, you know, be like, okay, well, that's the verdict, right? Let's say in a few months he goes to court and they find he's exonerated, right?
Are easy targets or easy to get along with to use for free sexual favors. Your partner is still human. They are not an object. Living with another human being that you confide in is a huge undertaking that a richer lifestyle can't heal.
I mean, I'm sure there's
it
cases
takes work
that,
to be in a relationship.
to your point, Walk.
Plus, people sometimes
that
don't
happens,
click together.
Right? That judges make the wrong call. It can happen. So I think we just have to go off what is in front of us, right? We have to look at, this is what the court decided. This is everything surrounding it. Do we believe that that is correct? Because again, the word here is, you know, reasonable grounds. So I think based off what I've seen of Tectone, the way that he carries himself, the way that he's treated people, the way that he's talked to people behind closed doors, the things that Mujin has said, the things that Hexjuice is about to tell you, I think that there are reasonable grounds that the judge made the right call. So we just have to, all we can do is look at what the court says, right? If in 3 months they exonerate him, well, then we'll talk about that, and we'll, obviously that's what they decided, and we have to trust that they did the right work, right? But we can't, he's not at that point right now, right? We can't be like, oh, well, he might be exonerated. Like, I'm sorry, dude, but looking at most everything else, you look pretty fucking guilty, so anyway, chat, let's go take a look here. I want to show you just a few more things about this really quick. Look, I kind of did something that came across my desk here. You know, Tyga talking about a recent tweet putting out here about Tectone, where Tectone is just being shitty towards Tyga.
Is Tyga a boy or a girl? I got to figure this out on whether I care or not. Oh, it's a dude? Oh, I don't care then. Okay, whatever. If it was a girl, I might have felt bad. Yeah, I don't care anymore. Oh, well. Yeah, they should have been a girl instead. Right? Then I would have felt bad.
Not really.
Is Tyga a boy?
That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up, dude. What the hell? Well, kind of to put the icing on the cake here about some real fucked up stuff here, chap. Hexjuice. I mean, you don't know Hexjuice. Hexjuice was a pretty prominent creator almost a year ago. She was very involved in the gacha community, right? She also did a lot of drama coverage as well. I mean, I collabed with Hexjuice at one point as well, right? You know, she created a lot of drama, created content, gacha stuff, etc. Right? Well, suddenly, about I want to say it's over not even a year ago, more than that. Hexjuice decided to step away from content creation, and so Hexjuice decided to step away. Everybody was kind of wondering, like, what's going on? She said she was going to go be a lawyer. We're like, okay, cool, that's great. Well, we haven't heard from her in a very, very long time, chat. Well, Hex decided to drop this Google Docu right here. Here's the truth of my experience at Tectone. Well, I'm not returning to content creation, right? I gotta tell you guys, you know, I know Hex had a pretty close relationship with Tectone, right? And this revealed a lot, guys, a lot. And it's really, really sad, actually. It's really, really sad, but she's not coming back to content creation because of Tectone. Anyway, let's take a look, guys.
Hello all, it's been a while. Some of you might have guessed given my complete absence from the internet, but I will not be returning to content creation. I find myself compelled to talk about why that is now, due to the release of the court documents regarding Pink and Tectone. While there are many reasons for my permanent retirement from content creation, the primary one is that I know that Tectone would never allow me to be free of my association with him. I deeply regret my association with him.
I will say, you know, again, they were pretty close, right? You know, she went on his show, Tectone was giving her advice, all kinds of stuff like that, right? So, however, of course, she's like, yeah, I do not want to be associated with this guy, right? So,
I blocked all contact with Tectone around September of 2025, around Charlie Kirk's death. I also deleted the official Hex Juice Twitter at that time. I had been watching his pivot into radical alt-right politics from the sidelines since early 2025, and the shift he made after Charlie Kirk's death became a breaking point for me. I met Tectone at a pivotal moment of my life. I was an incredibly small, very unsuccessful content creator on the verge of quitting. While I did not always agree with the things Tectone said or did, even before meeting him, I felt that I understood his point of view and admired how entertaining his streams were. When he reached out to me in February 2024, I had just barely gotten 1K subscribers on YouTube after 2 years of hard work. His acknowledgement meant the absolute world to me.
and the thing with Tectone back then, right? Like, I told you guys, when I met Tectone in person, he was very nice. He was very cordial. He was very interested in, you know, my content. We talked for a little bit. You know, he was nice to me. He came by stream. He was very cordial. He reached out to me in DMs to me. He was nothing but kind to me, chat. And this was back in 2024, around this time as well. My experience with Tectone back then was nothing but positive. And then, obviously, over time, I kept seeing things about him. His shift over, it was quite sad. It was quite sad, you know what I mean? The way that he started to carry himself, the things he would say, you know, the OnlyFans horror stuff. I mean, it was horrible, you know? Absolutely horrible stuff that he would say live on his stream. And so I straight up just distanced myself. What do you mean, be careful? Yeah, why are you telling me what to do? Shut the fuck up. Yeah, please never tell me what to do. I hate that so much. Yeah, what am I supposed to be careful of? Like, I'm telling you my experience with Tectone back in 2024. Like, my experience with him was nothing but good. And then over time, he became this really horribly shitty person. Do you listen to what I say? Back in 2024, I interacted with him a little bit. And I have since not interacted with him ever again because he's a fucking horrible person. What the fuck, dude? Like, one brain cell chatter. Come on, man. Like, please don't tell me what to do. I hate that more than anything. To make it clear, yes, I interacted with Tectone back a long time ago. I unfollowed him a long time ago after seeing the stuff that he used to say, right? But I get the reason I share this with you, chat, is because I had a very similar experience that Hex Juice had as well. He was nothing but nice to me at the start, right? So, anyway, let's continue.
After meeting Tectone, it felt like I had a true friend who would always have my back. He helped me through a conflict with a much larger creator, defended me against another small YouTuber that sexually harassed me and tried to assassinate my character for over 6 months.
That's crazy,
and
dude.
Generally was quite kind and welcoming to me at first. To be 100% clear, this was before his shift into alt-right politics.
Yeah, so true.
These events all occurred while he was a gacha content creator. While he sometimes made some off comments, I believed him to be closer to center-left when I first met him due to statements he made to me personally. I was aware of the flaws that were publicly known about Tectone at this time around February-August of 2024,
you're either a shitty person
but they
or
were
you're
not the same as now in 2026. To my knowledge, people primarily disliked him at the time for being disagreeable and overly confrontational within the gacha community.
That's true.
If he had been spewing...
Have you been spewing the vile, dangerous rhetoric he does now? I doubt we would have ever met. And I agree with Hex 100% here. This dude was not that way. Yes, he was controversial in the gacha community because he was pretty outspoken, right? But yeah, I don't care whether you're right, left, whatever, right? But I just have to say that, yeah, or even like in here where he says like far, or she says like far alt-right or whatever, right? Like, I'm just gonna be real, he spews hate. And he says really fucked up stuff. And I don't agree with that. Regardless whether you view that as like left, right, middle, whatever, right? He says hateful stuff, and I disagree with that, and I don't support that. All politics aside.
We originally met because I agreed with him regarding an interpersonal situation with another gacha creator. I did agree with many of his takes, which were very pro-consumer and anti-corporation in the gacha community, but I often disagreed with certain aspects of his views or how he went about presenting them. Over time, however, a pattern emerged around this that became very toxic. While I'm not familiar at all with Tectone's present fan base, if you knew of Tectone in gacha at the time, you knew that his community was absolutely vicious. There was a culture of harassment and bullying in his community that was outright encouraged and asked for by Tectone on numerous occasions. He would directly tell his audience on stream to seek out and attack those who would disagree with him.
I mean, I believe that. Renji, I already covered it back on Wednesday, but I will be following up on it come Sunday, okay? Because I think that there's going to be more to it with everybody leaving, Advanced GG's statement as well. I think there's going to be more to it. So right now, I'm just being patient. I think it's all going to come to a head pretty soon.
I began to understand that I could either silence my direct disagreement, or suffer the harassment of the community.
Yeah, no worries, you can watch the VOD.
Tectone was so much larger than any other gacha creator that his fan base was probably bigger than that of gacha itself. Given that I was a growing content creator with relatively successful, for the niche, streams and YouTube videos, and one of his close friends, I felt the effects of the community he fostered very strongly. As time went on, I struggled more and more to feel free to express my actual opinions, especially if they were not wholly in line with Tectone's. I often would avoid addressing parts of a situation I had a problem with, or tried to deflect with jokes when I could. Not only was the community very vocal in chats or comments sections, but some of his mods and editors would constantly clip my streams and send them to him live when I made a joke at his expense or disagreed with him. He would watch the clips and comment on them
negatively, spurring his audience to heckle me in my own live stream. Felt like I was constantly monitored. That sucks, dude. That's horrible. That's horrible. That's what happened if you had a problem with somebody who would shit talk them on stream and his community go after him. That's fucked up. On top of this, too, poor Hex had to deal with this as well. Guys, I want to remind you of something, especially in content creation, and this is really dark to talk about. But I'm going to be open and honest with you guys. So here comes, elara transparency hour. Here we go. Guys, I got to be real with you. I do not have a lot of friends in the content creator space. And that is mostly due to the fact that, sadly, things like this happen a lot more than you realize behind closed doors. And sadly, guys, a lot of people are not the people you think they are, right? What's forward-facing is not always how they are behind the scenes, right? But also, something else I want to mention to you is if somebody reaches out to you, right? Especially with a power dynamic like this, the size of the difference in creators, right? There's typically an ulterior motive. And I really hate to be so pessimistic about friendships, but I really don't have that many friends in the space chat. And I do that on my own. It's my own choice, right? But I think that sadly, over the years, in my experiences and being jaded by people that, you thought were good or thought were your friends or things like that, you have to become that way. It sucks. And I think you have to remember as well, to say gently, this is my career chat. This is what I do for a living, and I take it very seriously, and I don't want to lose everything because somebody doesn't like I'm an elf or something, you know what I mean? Like, they don't like me, and they want to cancel me for a Google Docky, and that does suck a lot. It really, really does. But like Kazana said, it's safer that way, and I hate that because I probably missed out on some genuine friendships. But at the same time, this is all too common. It really is. And I'm sorry to get so dark and give you something like this, chat, but it's true. It's very true. It sucks. I've told you guys before, but I went through something very, very awful last year, and it, it solidified a lot of my feelings with stuff like that. So it sucks. It really sucks, guys. And regardless of what I went through, the level of it or the, difference in what I'm talking about now, sadly, guys, just people are not always really actually your friends, so you have to be careful. You really got to be careful, guys. And again, I'm not saying anything that I went through is even close to this. Obviously, this is a completely different situation, but my point in talking about this with all of you, thank you, I appreciate it, Sid. Just talking about this is, you have to be careful, guys. Unfortunately, other people's motives are normally not clear, right? Ulterior motives are normally there, and it's something you have to consider. You have to be careful of. And I just want you guys to be careful. That's it. Pick your friends carefully is all I have to say. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's continue and see what Hex had to say.
I spent a decent amount of time hanging out with him and other gacha content creators in a community he created on Discord. He would occasionally make sexual comments that made me uncomfortable, like asking if I had been masturbating because I had joined a Discord call out of breath. But more often, he would belittle me in calls with our friends.
I think he used her as
He would
almost
also
a punching
regularly
bag.
make a point to talk about how annoying I was or criticize some small misstep I made, like having my
she was
issues
literally
in VC
a punching bag
at
for
length.
him. Because of the power dynamic, it absolutely feels that way. And that's disgusting.
Publicly, he did much of the same, but his audience continued this pattern by constantly reminding me of my various missteps and things Tectone didn't like about me. Eventually, things came to a head in July of 2024 and we had a very nasty argument on stream. We were having a disagreement over Zenless Zone Zero. His audience was clipping things I was saying and he was getting increasingly agitated.
He typed in my stream chat several times, causing his audience to continuously swarm me. I eventually asked to have a conversation about a disagreement. I felt incredibly pressured to speak. However, since we're friends, we can have an amicable discussion. This is not what happened. I don't want to go into play-by-play this argument, so you can watch it here for yourself if you really want to. The discussion starts around 2:42. So we'll take a look. Now we'll take a look, guys. Again, I don't know how long this is or anything like that, but let's take a look. 2:42.
Okay, how about now?
Yo.
Okay, all right, there we go. That's better. Now I'm doubled, but it's cool. You can hear?
Hi, chat.
Yeah.
Hey, if you
There we go.
If you want to fix yours, you can.
Dog shit.
Turn,
I need to switch out of wavelength.
yeah, turn me down a little bit. Buy the Rodecaster Pro. It's really good. Yeah.
That sounds good. All right.
So everybody's really mad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about mad. I think people are just so
I would use the word
confused.
mad. I would use the word mad.
Okay. I mean, I'm mad at you, but that's because
That's why I would use the word mad.
Yeah. I'm mad at you because you're invalidating my opinions and it's very frustrating.
How?
Because disagreement on like perspectives and opinions, I can't like prove you wrong because it's your perspective, just like you can't prove me wrong.
Okay, so how did I say you can't have an opinion?
I mean, that's always a very solid point to make as well, which I think the internet forgets about. Is like, it's your opinion, right? So like, obviously you can't prove somebody wrong on their opinion in a lot of cases, right?
By saying
Especially if it's like, oh, I like this game or not.
Constantly said anybody who disagrees with you is either on a hate train or is dumb.
Yep.
Yeah, like, can I just point out the craziness of, number one, it sucks that she engaged with him live on stream. But number two, like, why are you doing this on stream? Like, You definitely pulled a power play here.
So no one's allowed to have any opinions.
No,
that
you're
dispute you,
allowed.
right?
You're allowed.
Uh-huh.
I didn't say you couldn't have an opinion.
Yeah, but no one's allowed to, like, you understand that when you're, like, quadruple the size of every other streamer in Gacha,
Yep.
and you're also so incredibly obnoxious,
True.
it means that absolutely everyone is invalidated when you say that opinion.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just me, though. It's just one person's word.
Yeah, but it's, you know that it's not.
Oh, sure. But the thing is, I think people who judge a game off of 2 hours are dumb.
I didn't play 2 hours. I've played about 9 hours now.
But when people were making their original, I hate this game so much, it makes me so mad. Not only have they, once again, I don't think you have to play the whole game to know that it's bad, but to at least have information on what the game becomes. But as of current time of recording, not a single person on Earth has gotten to endgame. So we don't even know what the game is, whether it changes, the issues that we have if they get better later, and I just really don't think there's enough information to give any flat-out definitive weight that is supposed to be held in the entirety of the game rather than a temporary stance.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jan, exactly. That's exactly what I'm going to do. It's just like, it's a power play here. He's just like, hey, well, you know, we're going to talk on stream, and I'm going to pull you on and disagree with you, and I'm bigger than you, and you have to deal with it, right? So, we'll continue here, chat. I think we get a pretty good idea of what this is about, right? So, I won't pretend I did my best in the discussion, but I was taken off guard by the way he's speaking to me. While he has been unkind to innumerable times before them, it was usually with a tone that indicated he was supposed to be taken as a joke. I don't know I was going into a debate with Tectone, something I even said publicly. Wait, I didn't know I was going into a debate with Tectone, something I had said even publicly that I didn't want to. All right, let's see what this is.
We'll just say, hey guys, Tectone's right. You should believe in Tectone, and whatever you say, if you're disagreeing with Tectone, you're probably wrong. And even if you're not wrong, gonna be honest, you probably should not bother trying to argue with Tectone, because even on a personal level, arguing with Tectone is a waste of fucking time, because he will always win. Even if he's wrong, he'll win. Tectone is a great arguer. He is a very skillful arguer, and arguing with Tectone is a waste. A waste of time. So he's either right or he's gonna convince himself and everybody else that he is.
I meant to say
He's
please
a
be
fucking awful
safe.
person to argue with.
I apologize, Elara. I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm a guest in your
I appreciate
community.
that, Toast. Thank you.
Himself and
I'm sorry. I really hate when people tell me what to do. I'm like, I really just despise that. Like, that's like my pet peeve. So, really sad Hex has gone. She was one of the best first VTubers I was watching. I like most of her takes. Yeah. I mean, obviously she had some other controversy, but this is important to cover, right? So, which I think with Tectone, right? Like, he's such a, because he commanded a really large audience and he obviously weaponized it, it was really tough to have a good faith conversation with him, as you can see, right?
For a TLDR of the discussion, I eventually accused him of using his influence to create narratives about people and situations. He brought out the Notepad app to use as a tool to manipulate the argument, and then started accusing that I was manipulating the situation to win the audience over because I was a woman. He was incredibly aggressive, manipulative, and mean-spirited throughout the conversation, and kept me on long after it was clear I was on the verge of tears. I did not feel that I could leave. I knew that I would be called weak and the community would never let me live down letting him win the debate.
Yeah, that's absolutely horrible. The way that he forced her into that situation and then invalidated it, all because you're a woman.
There was fallout immediately after with another large content creator inserting themselves into the situation. I had had issues with that creator earlier in the year, and they put me in the position of choosing them, a person who had attacked me multiple times previously.
I'm not sure.
Tectone. I was still incredibly hurt by the situation, or somehow neither, which would have meant I had to deal with harassment from essentially the entire gacha community and beyond. I chose Tectone. I still believed that we were friends, and I still wanted to believe in the goodness I had seen in him when we first met. Beyond that, I knew that once I turned on him, there was no coming back from it.
Yeah, that's true.
I had seen the way other content creators that had earned his ire still received constant harassment even years after their conflict. I had watched him encourage continuous harassment of another content creator for months by bringing up their channel and praising the comments section filled with his audience bullying them.
Yeah, that's so fucked. So again, chat, looking at this situation, right? Obviously, this is a different, situation than what we've been talking about, Pinky right? But looking at somebody who is manipulative like this, hateful, etc., right? Like, I think it just plays into this person's overall character, right?
By this point, I had received an absolutely inordinate amount of harassment for the size of my platform for 6 months, non-stop. I did not ever fully recover from this argument. The harassment from the other creators' audience was vicious, and Tectone didn't really have my back. He made it abundantly clear that he thought the situation was my fault, and was angry because he also received some amount of harassment because of how he spoke to me.
Which he should
Because
at least
he
get
publicly
some
made
kind of
it clear that he
criticism, not
blamed me,
harassment, but
I also received a large portion of harassment from his own audience.
That's horrible.
My choice to side with Tectone was made out of my own naive loyalty to a friend, and you would think that made me safe from his ire. It did not.
No, he literally just wanted to use you as a punching bag to make himself feel better. And it's so gross, right? This is literally punching down, chat. If you don't know what punching down is, this is it right here. Here's a couple of men making fun of me almost immediately after. All right, let's take a look.
Wait, what? That must be a mistake. How are children supposed to understand such a complicated topic?
Oh, that's the exact problem with what happened earlier with me and X.
Again, just mean-spirited comments, right? Made a video talking about it indirectly where he belittled me and blamed me for the situation the next day.
So because a lot of content creators have really tried to decide that they understand what these fallacies mean, I decided to make a video reacting to every logical fallacy that's been explained. So that way chatters and viewers know what these means before content creators try to manipulate you into believing a term that doesn't apply to their current scenario. Case in point, straw man and cherry picking, and also gaslighting are some of the most misused fallacies, and I think it's very important for the community to understand these words. That way they don't fall for some fake ass bullshit, and make sure to understand the words before you believe that the content creator is using them right.
Yeah, clearly he knew that he fucked up, so he's like, oh, well, let me just do a whole topic about why conversation and fallacies exist. And, I won't directly say it was her, but I'll also just, briefly mention that I might have had an argument. This was all of the fallacies they might have used. Like, come on, bro.
After this, Tectone started to semi-regularly berate me on stream in a way that is difficult to describe. I don't have clips of all of these because it was over a year ago and I'd have to go through hundreds of hours of streams.
Yeah, absolutely.
He made it clear on stream and privately that I was not to disagree with him publicly anymore because it made him look bad.
That's insane.
He told me I would never be allowed to engage in a debate with him again, and that he would never disagree with a woman publicly in the future either because people make it weird.
Dude, what an idiot. Like, oh, you're not allowed to disagree with me because it makes you look bad. You realize that disagreeing is how you improve and get better, right? Like, what the fuck is this, chat? My God. Well, this clip isn't the worst of them. This is good looking and being extremely manipulative because I disagreed with his take on Mr. Beast. All right, so there's a lot of examples here, chat. We'll take a look here.
I ask you to do me a favor. Stop typing in chat when you're upset about this shit, okay? Because you're going to cause issues again, all right? Second of all, there's a big difference in torturing people unconsensually versus people consenting for it. Saying, I will do this for this money. It is so different, it's insane.
Here's a clip of him randomly screaming at me over love and deep space. It's very unprofessional.
Nah, he just normally looks aloof. He probably...
Hex! Shut the fuck up!
A fast-resting heartbreak. What riled you up this time?
Why, dude? Like, what? He's just being an asshole. He's literally just being an asshole. Here's him belittling and blaming me for the argument, putting me in the worst possible light. Of course, I don't doubt that.
Like Hex Juice did, where I gotta explain people how to fucking communicate and talk, and then I sound like the condescending douchebag.
Dude, shove off. Even in the video he made reviewing the post, now announcing my hiatus, he constantly belittled me and was incredibly unkind. Oh, so when she went on hiatus, he decided to take pot shots.
I'm going
That's
on an
fucked
indefinite
up.
hiatus. Content creation was everything to me, but I can't find my passion for it anymore. I didn't know about this. I'm gonna go to law school, and I hope we see each other on YouTube or Twitch again someday in the future. Thank
Dude, honestly, you shouldn't even have the fucking right to read this because you're the fucking reason.
you for everything. What the fuck? Oh, this isn't caused by me saying if you're above 30 or you're not a millionaire, then you're wasting your life, right?
Of course he has to make it about him. Of course he has to make it about him. What the fuck, dude? What the actual fuck?
I initially took a break from streaming to recover from the harassment that had ruined my mental health
And
and
that's
deal
the
with
point
issues
here,
in my
Pepper.
personal life.
That's the point.
And I tried coming back to streaming in early 2025. Ultimately, I realized that I just didn't see a future where I was happy as a content creator. Tectone was ever present, and I felt pressured to bond and continue an amicable friendship with him. I wanted to make more political content, but was becoming increasingly aware that my leftist/intersectional feminist beliefs would put me at odds with him. While I was a small creator, and not really a threat to him, I was more than aware that to disagree with him would be to suffer his wrath. I had, after all, seen him take down others for less.
Yep.
I officially
Yep.
announced my indefinite hiatus around April 2025.
It really sucks too because so when people do this kind of shit, right, chap, you have a choice, right? You have three choices. You can either shift it into content for yourself, be friends with that person, or take it in silence, right? And the thing is, when it constantly happens like this, especially to how Hex had to deal with it, right? You know, behind closed doors and even in front facing, it's coming from both sides. There's no way to work this out in your favor, right? He's just too big. He's too hateful. There's nothing you can do. This is horrible.
I am not proud of my behavior throughout my content creation career. I never imagined that I would end up a gacha slop creator, or a react channel, or someone who was too afraid to speak my political opinions. I look back on this time of my life with absolute disgust. I still can't believe the ways that I compromised my beliefs, and compromised the quality of my character. But I was afraid.
You're
I was afraid
like,
of the
it's
harassment I
completely
received
understandable.
constantly. I was afraid of
Yeah,
other
no.
content creators that disliked or harassed me. I was afraid of Tectone. I wanted to be a content creator so badly, and it felt like the only way to do that was by keeping Tectone happy.
I understand that you're disappointed in yourself, but you gotta understand that you had this pressure on you, right? Of this person that is so powerful, so influential, right? I would hate to not acknowledge him, but there is a point where you're a content creator. You have to play the game a little bit, you know? Sometimes you gotta be forward-facing nice. Sometimes you don't. Like, you don't want to be fake. You don't have to be fake, but sometimes in stuff like this, there's got to be a way for you to make it by, to survive, and you did what you had to do, and it sucks. It does suck, though, and I'm really sorry, though.
For a long while, I would respond if he
Yeah, I'm just
messaged
sorry.
me, or answer if he called. I
What's up,
watched
Honcho?
him
How are you?
become more political and extreme, and justified it by saying that he was going through a hard time, and that it wasn't really an
His
indication
character
of
has
his
always been that
character.
way.
After I officially went on extended hiatus in April 2025, I had been inconsistent / on break since November 2024, his interest in me plummeted,
Of course it
and
did,
I heard
because
from
you weren't
him
around, so
extremely
he couldn't beat you
infrequently.
up anymore.
I still tried to placate him throughout this time because I hadn't 100% decided on quitting content altogether, and I was afraid that if I didn't respond or said something negative to him directly, he would begin a hate
That's so
campaign against
fucked up,
me.
dude.
I had watched him do similar campaigns against content creators who reached out privately regarding his political stances. I also still went back and forth on whether he had changed or had been manipulating me since the beginning,
He's
which was
always
an
just been a
incredibly
person of bad character. It's just hidden a lot better before.
After his full alt-right pivot, I couldn't pretend that the person who had helped me in the beginning was still there. I also
I agree. The
decided
person
that
he
the
is now
content
versus when
landscape
I
in
met him,
general was not a place
completely
that I
different
could
chat.
thrive. I blocked him and removed myself from basically all creator spaces in September 2025. Part of the reason it has taken so long is that I've struggled over the last year offline to put the pieces together. While my time as a content creator was extremely flawed, I've come to realize that much of the vile harassment I received was due to the environment Tectone created
absolutely.
around himself.
Absolutely.
In the short time I did non-gacha content in 2024, I received virtually no harassment, even when I had critical views over an issue. Commenters and viewers would disagree with me, but that's not the same as the harassment I received daily in gacha.
Yep, I mean, even like, to kind of add to this as well, chat, but before I covered VTuber news, oh my god, not a problem in the world, but the second I cover news, oh my god, dude, everybody just comes out of the woodworks.
The environment also got significantly worse over time. Tectone became very specific about raising his community like an army to defend him, making it clear he wanted them to autonomously go out and seek his enemies. I wish I could find a clip of this, but again, it was 1 to 2 years ago and hundreds
I mean,
of
I'll be
hours
honest,
of
I would
streams.
take Hex's word.
The
To be
gacha
honest.
audience outside of his fan base also responded to how inflammatory he encouraged everyone to be, making the space extremely volatile, even if they weren't directly fans of
I believe
Tectone.
it. I haven't seen it, but I believe
He also developed
it.
a group of other, smaller, content creators who seemingly will defend his every action to this day. He enforces strict compliance with those who are around him. It's cultish and
Yeah,
every
it's
bit as weird it
It's
seems.
like, he's trying to create a wall for himself, you know?
Looking back, being in his circle genuinely felt like being in a high-demand religion. It probably sounds insane, but the strict adherence to Tectone doctrine, use of thought-terminating cliques,
The
and
gacha
us
community
BSM
can be
mentality
very
among his
volatile.
close friends would be very familiar if you've ever researched cults. It has felt like I have had to deconstruct brainwashing for the last year to gain a better perspective.
Yeah, it can be very volatile. So, the Stambo, I did, a long time ago, I did, a consultation with Hex. And I looked at her stuff when we were talking about gacha stuff, and I learned a lot about the gacha community through her as well. And they are pretty, I don't know, there's like it's almost like VTubing sometimes. It's like VTuber Twitter, right? It's just very, very volatile, very argumentative, very similar. I think it's the best way I could compare it. Like, gacha Twitter and VTuber Twitter are very, very similar. But yeah, I think that's how I would give you a wrap-up of that.
I've talked enough about my experience with Tectone, and now I want to address Pink. The reality was that I knew both of them. I met Pink shortly after Tectone through him and we spoke a handful of times privately. We were acquaintances, and she talked a lot about her troubles with Freem and her relationship with Tectone to me, always in positive terms before their breakup. While she did warn me about a few things regarding her relationship with Tectone after they broke up,
Yeah, she
around
probably would
September
not wanna-
2024,
Because you're
she did not
acquaintances,
tell
she
me
wouldn't
about the
mention that.
sexual assault. She explained that the entire situation regarding the harassment from Freem was fabricated by Tectone, which I was shocked by, along with some other embarrassing information
shit.
about Tectone that is not my place to confirm. This information really tore me apart for a long time, but naively, I wanted to believe that they were misunderstandings or not the full
The
picture.
situation regarding the harassment from Freem was fabricated by Tectone. Wow, that's actually crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Allegedly so, according here to Hex. That's a pretty big revelation if true.
I eventually decided to ask Tectone, who I still wanted to believe was my friend, what was going on. He seemed to put a lot of my concerns at ease, confirming and explaining away some things while denying others. I am being vague here mostly because not all of this is 100% public, and it's not information for me to
Yeah,
share.
no, it totally makes sense.
I came to believe, as I always had, that he was flawed and an asshole, but that the relationship
So
overall
basically
was
what's
toxic,
insinuated here-
not abusive,
there was something, you know, along with some embarrassing information about Tectone on my place. I confirmed the information really tore me apart for a long time. So apparently there was something in here that was pretty heavy, right? But Tectone allegedly was able to, you know, explain it away, right? Doesn't mean that he was innocent of that, but he convinced her that he was innocent.
When I had that call
or
with
whatever in
Tectone,
between.
he convinced me to go to TwitchCon to meet him, which was a genuinely bizarre experience. In hindsight, it seemed like Tectone was intentionally trying to be at events he thought Pink would attend. He invited me to a party full of VR chat streamers, making it clear after I got there that everyone at the party hated him. It was really confusing as to why this was where he wanted to meet me for the first time. Looking back, I think he was hoping Pink would be there. He also pressured me during that call to call Pink and tell her that I didn't want any part of the situation.
Oh my God.
I regret this more than anything, and it is something I will be apologizing to Pink for privately, among other things.
Guys, I gotta tell you, be careful with who you owe your allegiance to, because, I mean, Tectone took her for a ride, and I feel so bad, dude. She was so manipulated. She felt like she needed to be his friend, not only to avoid his harassment, right, but also, like, she wanted to believe the best in him. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, bad people are bad people, and you can only give them so much benefit of the doubt. That sucks. I'm so sorry, Hex.
It was difficult to understand what was actually happening in their relationship, as it felt like throughout, I knew too much and nothing at the same time. I was given a lot of information, and was one of the few people they actually confirmed their relationship to before their breakup. At the time, I had only known Tectone for a few months, and I was honored to be told a secret that wasn't public knowledge.
I don't know.
I also was just an internet friend that never hung out with them in person. I understand now that the information I received about their relationship was confusing and contradictory because it was an abusive relationship.
What a surprise! Tectone actually just lied about everything. What a surprise,
By the time Pink came out with the sexual assault allegations around 2 months after her initial warning to me, I'd already been convinced that she was stalking him, obsessed with him, and trying to ruin his life.
The other way around.
I can only say that I regret not taking her warnings seriously, that I hate the way I swallowed Tectone's manipulation afterward. I am disgusted by his behavior. Given the havoc he wreaked in my life in less than a year over the internet, what happened to Pink over several years in his home is entirely unimaginable.
Very strong statement right here from Hex, guys. Listen up.
I believe in everything Pink asserted in her court case. While I cannot speak to the horror of her sexual assault, I can speak to the coercive control used against me and that I've seen him wield against virtually everyone close to him. Seeing him in a more honest light now, I wholeheartedly believe that he is more than capable of sexually assaulting, manipulating, and stalking Pink.
Very strong
I believe
statement
he
here,
did it
chap.
because I've seen the kind of person he is, and anyone who knows him now could search their heart and find the same answer.
I do not have the words to describe my regret. I cannot believe that I considered him a friend of mine for so long, and I can only work to be a better woman's advocate in the future.
This is very long, and I doubt that its impact will be much. I don't have anything to gain from posting this at this point.
No, I'm glad you shared
But
this,
as a
because
defunct
it holds a
VTuber,
lot of weight.
I felt I finally needed
what
to
I mean?
do the right thing as Hex Juice, and tell the truth. I lied to myself and others around me, trying to justify Tectone's behavior and protect myself from him. There is so much more I can say, but all I really should say is that I'm sorry. I should have been better as a content creator, more true to myself. It has taken until recently to finally start to find myself again outside of streaming. If you've gotten this far, thank you. I hope it helps you understand me better. If I can trouble you by giving you a piece of advice, don't stake so much emotionally on content creators in the future. In my experience, large content creators are disappointing when you meet them. Trust yourself and your opinions most of all, and keep skepticism for those who seek to feed an opinion to you. Content creation brings the worst out of people, especially streaming. Be careful about the creators you watch.
Yeah,
They'll probably let you down.
essentially, Captain. it's a strong statement, but guys, it's true. Like I said earlier, this really echoes that sentiment. It's you have to be careful, guys. You have to be careful. I think that she, you know, there was a point where I didn't hear from her anymore. Like, we had talked, and I didn't hear from her anymore, and it makes me sad knowing that this was going on, and that's what she was dealing with, and that sucks. That really sucks. I feel bad that I just didn't know. There we go, guys, to Tectone directly. But guys, I'm gonna tell you, looking at this instance, do you think that Tectone is guilty of the things that are alleged against him, chat? Having a little bit of a backstory into other stuff.
To Tectone directly, I know you are reading this because you read everything about yourself, constantly. I'm sure that one of your mods sent you this almost immediately. I genuinely cared for you as a friend from the bottom of my heart. It was never about money or clout or views for me.
Yeah,
I just
think
wanted
it's
to
just
make cool
solidifies a lot
content
more.
and talk to people on stream. I did not care that you were the Tectone, and I didn't want anything from you but your friendship. I still do not know how much of the goodness I saw in you was real, or my own imagination. I still do not know if you showed me kindness out of a genuine desire for friendship or as a manipulation to make me feel like I owed you.
Hex, I don't know if you'll ever, you know, hear this or whatever, right? But I will tell you, I used to think that of him too. I saw him in a positive light as well. And sadly, he just, he changed, you know, he changed.
Later on, you knew how much I valued your friendship and used it against me, over and over. I have defended you, tried to see the best in you, and struggled with what a vile person you have become. I took the brunt of the harassment after our argument, and laundered your public image within Gotcha countless times. Because I believed in you. I sometimes still don't know if you changed over time, or if you were just always such a foul human being and it hadn't fully come out yet. Learning about what you were doing to Pink while I knew you showed me it was the latter. I accepted so much of your mistreatment because I knew you were incredibly troubled by your past, that you struggled with your schizophrenia, and I felt so sure that underneath all of it, there was a soul that just wanted to be accepted.
So, I mean, I guess this is the second time I've heard this mentioned, right? Which, he might actually be diagnosed with schizophrenia, right? Which, I don't know if you guys know, but I dated somebody with schizophrenia before as well. Obviously, every case is different, but it's very important that you take care of yourself in regards to that, right? Taking your medication and obviously seeking help if you need it. But it's not really for me to comment on if Tectone is dealing with that, right? I don't want that to be any type of excuse for his behavior, right?
The only thing I have ever wanted for you was to stop streaming and go to therapy. That doesn't change now. You inflict yourself on everyone around you because you are clearly miserable. Streaming will never be your way out of that. You will continue to spread your misery to the people close to you until your last days unless you accept that you are the actual core of all of your problems. I don't think you are capable of changing these things about yourself at this point. I'm not that naive.
Yeah,
I just hope
think
that
it's past
maybe if you stay away from streaming and find a counselor, you can make a few less people fucking miserable. I know you won't do that, and I know that you are far more likely to hate and shit talk all of your enemies until you're old and unhappy and alone on stream.
I don't think that he's at a point where he will change. You know what I mean?
But I never want to hear that I wasn't genuinely your friend out of your mouth. I bent myself backward trying to believe that you weren't the malicious, vicious asshole that you clearly are, and I might have been stupid for it, but I really did care about you.
And this sucks more on a personal level for her because when she started to know Tectone, you know, Tectone was a pretty decent dude. He was flawed, right? But he was a decent dude. And she really thought of him as a friend. And not only did she lose a friend, but she also lost the image of somebody that she thought was good as well. It's so disappointing in so many ways, more than one. You know what I mean? It's a multifaceted loss.
To Tectone's
and it's emotional and it hurts.
Still defending him. Some of you were my friends, and were very accepting and kind to me. I want to acknowledge that and appreciate it before I make it clear how disgusted I am by the choice to continue to defend this man. Many of you are talented content creators, and make no mistake that your choice to ally yourself with Tectone will stain your career forever no matter what you do. More importantly, it has stained the quality of your character.
Absolutely true. Again, I just don't see how you can look at everything and be like, yeah, yo,
I hope that
Tectone's
all of
innocent,
you
right?
eventually begin to see the world as it is outside of that toxic little Tectone bubble. I have watched this man treat all of you badly, using you like pawns in games that only serve him. This man doesn't respect you, often doesn't pretend to even like you, and yet you will support him through this? It's absurd, it's pathetic, and it will come to haunt you. To the true Hex Juice fans, I'm sorry that it came down to this. Many of you understood my intentions and beliefs, and were incredibly kind and supportive of my endeavors as a silly Batgirl VTuber. Not all of content creation was bad, and long streams with you all were the best part. I will cherish your acceptance and support for the rest of my life. To my friends, thank you. You were my anchor in a treacherous sea, and I think I would have gone completely insane without you. If I had to do it all over again, I would, if only to meet all of you, my found family, again.
Man, dude, I just wish I knew. I knew she was friends with Tectone, but I didn't know this was going on. I didn't know it was so bad. I had no idea, dude. And I feel bad for that fact, you know, so... Man, that sucks, dude. That sucks. And like, she's not coming back. You know what I mean? She's not coming back. And I think she's a lot happier stepping away from content creation.
This is what scares me about the VTubing industry. You think it looks like all sunshine and rainbows from the outside, but damn 3 years in and everything comes out on the cutting floor.
And behind closed doors,
this development shocks me as I thought Hex was on hiatus. Talk about heavy. Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
I know everyone
there's
here
no
is
way,
grown,
right?
but please be safe, y'all.
I don't know. I just feel bad, right? You know what I mean? Like, again, like, I knew Hex, right? So anybody, even if I, like, knew, even just a little bit, right? When things, like, happen, I feel bad about it, you know? Like, I don't feel responsible, but I just feel bad not knowing, you know? So... Horrible. I just don't have words. I really don't have words of how much this guy fucked her over in so many ways. And how much he wormed his way into being something that mattered when he just was out for, out to have a friendship for nefarious reasons, right? You know what I mean? Like, horrible, dude. Absolutely horrible. I mean, just disgusting, really, what he did to her. Punched down, manipulated her, emotionally abused her, and then the second she was gone, you know, he made it about himself, and then he just stopped reaching out to her altogether. So, but it does seem like a lot of the weight of the statements made by Pinky are true, according here to Hex. So, I think it's an important consideration, and I think that looking at Tectone as a whole, I think that it's true. Everything said towards Tectone, it's true. Absolutely crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy. So, do you think that Tectone is guilty, chat? Yes or no? Obviously, again, you know, the judge found that there are reasonable grounds to believe the respondent committed one or more of the following offenses, but looking at today's evidence and everything, do you think that Tectone is guilty of those things alleged by Pinky and everybody else? Yeah, I think so as well. I think so as well. I think looking at the vile way that he treated her, it's not far-fetched to think that the other stuff is possible as well. Yeah, sure, and I understand if you want to withhold judgment. I mean, again, if you're looking at this, you're like, well, it says reasonable, but it's not absolute. I mean, I guess I could kind of see it, right? But I do think that you should look at the surrounding total thing and be like, oh, shit. Yo, what's up, sis? How are you? Hi, how are
if
you,
he's somehow
Shiori?
not guilty of a
Guys,
crime,
Shiori
he is
is
for
my
sure
model
guilty of being an
sister.
ass.
Oh my god, we have Mira, now we have Shuri here. What's up, cutie? How you doing, sweetheart? Welcome in, everybody. My name is Lauren, Heavy Metal Elf. Shuri is my model sister, chat. How are you, sweetheart? We both belong to Papa Nez. We're covering some news right now. How are you? I think Shadow Dragon, I think that... I'm not saying that Hex isn't cut out for content creation, because she obviously is, right? But I think her happiness, it lies outside of content creation. Does that make sense? Like, sometimes you're just happier not creating content, and it seems like, to me, that's kind of where she falls, you know what I mean? Oh my god, it's 2 a.m. Go get some sleep, cutie. I'm more than happy to take care of your community. Thank you again for the raid. I hope you're having a really good one. It's nice to see you, too. Hope you've really been doing well. Heck yeah, I got you, Shade. But do you get what I mean by that? Yeah, do you get what I mean by that? That she's probably just happier not creating content anymore, you know? Like, for me, content creation is like everything. Like, I would probably just fucking die if I didn't create content, you know? Like, this is my happiness. But if I wasn't creating anymore, I'd be pretty sad. There's just different levels, right? Like, she's studying to be a lawyer. I think that she is probably having a much better time outside of content creation, you know? When people treat you that when you get burned, yeah, when you go touch grass, you're like, holy shit, it's so much better over here, dude. Like, you know what I mean? But I tell you guys, there's a reason that I'm much less active on Twitter. It's because of that. Because I want to touch grass, and it helps me protect my mental health. I don't look so much at social media anymore because I'm touching grass, or I'm stepping away from it, right? It helps me a lot. So again, I just hope the best for Hex. Whatever she decides to do. I really, really do. That sucks. So one more story I want to talk about, chat, before we finish up today, is a very crazy situation where the streamer was banned from Twitch for animal abuse. That is right, guys. Obviously, I'm not going to show you the clip because it's disgusting, but I have watched the clip. If you don't know Aspen Carter recently became a musician. The transformation was very good for them. And now they're streaming as well. Well, yes, they actually were banned from streaming on Twitch because they abused their dog live on stream. I'm not going to show you the clip, but I am going to at least play the audio for you so you can hear it. So just a little bit of a warning, guys. So, of course, Remus like, oh, come on, what is wrong with IRL streamers and animal abuse? Every week, there's a new IRL streamer that I can give 2 fucks about that gets exposed for some horrible shit. I refuse to learn another one of their names. So, this is kind of how they reacted to everything.
I didn't beat the fucking dog. If I beat the dog, who is the dog? Is you beat? Is you beat up? Say I over-exaggerate shit. Say I'm really small and I over-exaggerate. Say it. Say it. But he traumatized. He's not fucking traumatized.
The doggo's kind of traumatized. So, guys, I want to warn you. I'm gonna play this clip. However, I am gonna turn the visual off because it's hard to watch. I'm not even gonna watch it again because it's fucking disgusting, but I will let you listen to the audio of what the clip that she got banned from. So here you go.
Because this motherfucking dog, like, goddamn.
It genuinely makes me so angry. People like this own dogs.
How you get out the cage? Fuck you, bro.
I'll stop it there because obviously that's. Yeah, I think the audio speaks for itself. It's an absolutely horrible person abusing animals live on stream. I mean, absolutely horrible human being, right? Like, this is like the worst of the worst kind of person. I mean, abusing an animal live on stream. Yeah, so I mean, she is banned right now. Of course, you know, she, like I said, she's been up and coming as a musician and rapper. But of course, many viewers interpret it as the sound of the dog yelping, leading to intense criticism online. I think you can hear the pounding and the cries and stuff that I showed you. It's very clear, right? The clip spread across platforms, including X and Reddit, with users calling on Twitch to take action. Shortly afterward, their Twitch account was removed. Twitch has not, you know, said why they did that, right? But obviously they did it for a good reason, right? She wanted to address the controversy on social media, denying that she abused her dog and pushing back against what she described as misinterpretations of the audio. Guys, if you go and actually watch the clip, you can see her throwing her hand down, like throwing a fist. So there's no misinterpretation. Despite a response, criticism continued, with many users arguing that the clip violated Twitch community guidelines regarding harm and abuse. Of course, you know, they're pretty sizable, right? They have a pretty large Twitch and YouTube. Like I said, he recently became a musician, but nah, this is deserved. I'm glad. I hope you get perma banned for fucking ever, dude. Exactly. You can listen to the audio. You don't even need to see the clip itself to know. The clip is there if you want to go look at it on your own. Obviously, I don't want to share that on stream. It's very, very, very traumatic. You know, animal abuse is one of the worst things, in my opinion, you can do. It's disgusting. It's gross. It's horrible. I'm just, yeah, I think you know where I stand on that. People like that absolutely need to be locked away forever, in my thoughts. Yeah, for right now, I don't know the level of it, whether it's temporary or forever. Obviously, in my opinion, it should be forever, but I'll keep you up to date on this one next Friday, guys. I'll let you know if anything comes from this. So, very disgusting. Very, very disgusting. Horrible, horrible stuff, chap. The dog deserves a loving home. Exactly, dude. Send the doggo to me. I'll take care of it. Like, over this person. Absolutely horrible. I will take care of the doggo. Send me the doggo, please. I will take the doggo from you. So, chat, one more thing I want to mention to you that's actually, we'll end on a good note here. It's kind of cool. So, there was a woman on TikTok who actually came up with this little jingle for Dr. Pepper. Well, Dr. Pepper actually ended up using it as their official promo. I think it's so cool. Take a listen.
I have a theme song for Dr. Pepper, and it goes like this. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Do-do-do.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Like, it actually went from TikTok all the way to actually, you know, getting this as well. So I think this is like, in a very rare instance, I think this is really, really cool type of thing for Dr. Pepper to do. Paying attention to their audience. Somebody has a good idea, blows up, and then obviously it gets to this. So I think this is so cool. Yeah, I love that. I'm going to drink a Dr. Pepper now. That's amazing. Before we go, though, chat, I have one question to ask you. Would you buy these Lego Crocs? They're only $150. Which you can stuff in a Lego permanently, chat. I think you do get residuals. What the fuck is this, dude? Lego Crocs. Oh my god. I just had to send that to y'all and show it to you because I'm like, what the actual fuck is... What the fuck was that?
Out of my way to watch.
Wrong screen. Oh. Interesting. Oh, this is my, okay, so this is my like normal gaming screen, but sometimes I send over my second PC, like so it sent over my second PC's OBS, but it was also cut off. But we'll go back. We'll go back. Yeah, this is this is my gaming screen with my second PC. The void of Elara. That's exactly what it was. Oh my god. What the fuck? I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to send you into the fucking mirror dimension. My bad. Oh my god. Look, I'm not perfect either, guys, okay? I'm not perfect either, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Well, guys, thank you so much for an amazing stream today. I hope you're doing absolutely incredible. Thank you for hanging out and, of course, having a really, really fun conversation today. I'm sorry, obviously, we had to talk about some darker stuff as well, but I think it was important to discuss this. So thank you guys for sticking around, having an adult conversation, and y'all are amazing as always. Guys, we're going to go see Azura, who is debuting on the front page their new outfit of Lady D. I'm just spazzing out, you know, normal stuff. Thank you so much, YouTube, for tuning in. I will see you all tomorrow over on my Reacts channel. We're going to be playing Peak by Twitter. We're going to be playing Peak with Malachi, Rusu, and Chunky.